Turn on the camera. There we go. Ladies and gerbils, welcome, welcome. Thanks very much for joining me a little tiny bit late here. It's a little bit warm in this room, so I'm kind of annoyed. I might turn on the fan here in a second. And another annoying thing is that my YouTube is total fucking dog shit. Like the page is loading as some weird shit. I don't even know, bro. I can't. I can't even express it to you. It's not loading properly. This is really weird. I've been trying to... Oh, now it's sort of working? No, now it's not working. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna not have the YouTube page open. Okay, good. Good to know. Alright, that's cool. Maybe I'll quit Safari and restart. I'll do that. Anyway, so I have literally no idea if anybody's watching right now. I have absolutely no idea if anyone is saying hello. I'm going to try again and see if I can get anywhere. If I can't, then maybe that'll be a sign that we should just fuck off for the evening. We shall see. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. No, YouTube is just total, like it's not even loading properly. Is my internet bad or something? I don't understand. No, it's fine. Do other pages load? Yep, other pages load just fine. Google loads fine. Why doesn't YouTube load? Literally can't load. I don't know what to do about that. I can't let anybody in because the link is different every single time I start a new room. And I can't see if anyone is in here. Could I open it up in... I guess I could open it up in Firefox and just find my page and post the link there. What a fucking bizarre situation. I've never had this before. So if anyone's in the chat, hello, welcome, cheers, how you doing? By the way, this show is evidently for adults only. Don't really ask me why, but I don't make the rules. If you are a child under the age of 21, where I am, then you need to follow my local rules or your local rules and bounce. So what I'm trying to say is you have to be 21 and over. Okay, YouTube loads on Firefox, but I'm not logged in. So I will have to just post the link. There we go. But actually no one's watching anyway. Oh, alright. Well, literally no one watching? No, 5 people are watching. Alright. Let me see if I can post you guys the link so that some of you can hop on. Looks like D's in there. Let's see here. This is ultra... Oh, I can't post the link because I fucking can't sign... Jesus fucking assballs. Can I post the link on my phone? Yes, probably. I don't know what you're asking me right now. I don't have time for that. Okay, did I copy that link? Yes, I copied that link. So, again, 21 and over, if you are under the age of 21, please go away. I'd like to offer constructive opportunities. Please go and learn chess, checkers, or something else. Goodness gracious, that woman there has certain features. Just saw somebody on my feed. Here's the link. There you go. Can I pin this link? Pin message. Perfect. At least that problem is solved. There we go. All right. We'll deal with the rest when we get there. Do I allow Firefox? I suppose so, yes. Go ahead. But in this circumstance, you can get fucked. Actually, I could potentially log in. Come on. It fucking did it. What do you know? Boom. All right. Thought it was going to be a whole rigmarole. I thought I was going to have to whip out my password manager and shit, but no. It's all right there. All right, we're on Firefox today, ladies and gentlemen. This is very exciting. I realize this is super exciting. Here comes D. Sorry about that delay. Very exciting process, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ask me why Safari is being a butthole right now, but it is absolutely being a butthole. So anyway, to refresh everyone's memory, the show is for adults only. Go away if you are under the age of 21. Bye-bye. And for the rest of us, sit back, relax, enjoy yourselves. We'll be here for some indeterminate amount of time. We're here right now. I can't promise anything more after that. What are these? These are leaves of pine sol that I probably could have thrown away a while ago. I'm going to do that here in a second. Anyway, Shiki Baby's in the house. Shiki Baby's going to break your back and make you humble, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some, although it doesn't look all that good, here's some apples and bananas. Dry enough to smoke. Not quite cured yet, but it's definitely dry enough to smoke. What kind of notifications do I keep getting? But could you please stop whacking me with your claws? Holy shit. He has this thing where my dog's under the table, and he has this thing where he basically puts his claws on my foot. It's delightful because he's probably trying to touch me, but also the claws are sharp, and so it's like constant sharp shit in my foot. Thanks, dog. He's just a dog. We were at the dog park a little bit ago. He was having the most fun with this toy that this other guy brought. I need to get one. They're kind of a fucking expensive toy, but he had the best goddamn time. Rough Dog, I think, is the company. They make a bunch of different shapes apparently, but this one is a cube, so it bounces somewhat unpredictably, and it's kind of big. So it's well, I think they make a couple sizes, but this one is like the bigger one. So he's a bigger dog, and so he gets to grab it, and it's squishy, but it's not super squishy. So anyway, he loves toys like that are basically semi-squishy, you know, like he can't quite get it. I think it kind of if fucks with his lizard brain or something, you know, he's like, oh, I could just squeeze it a little harder and it'll chew or something, you know. Anyway, fucking loves that toy. They were having a good time. I need to get one of those. Cheers, folks, by the way. Cheers, Dr. Jeff in the house. Cheers, Stone Root in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Everyone hanging in the house. Who else is in here? We got Honestly Michelle in the house. What's going on? Honestly, Michelle says that Pete and Mitch are tuning in. And they're saying hello to D Zombie. What's going on, D?
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I break your back, I make you humble.
That's right. One of my favorite wrestlers. He hated Hulk Hogan for a good reason, because Hulk Hogan was a butthole.
Yeah, he's a sellout.
Among other things. That's pretty much one of the big ones, though, honestly. Kind of a prick. Just a piece of shit. Anyway, what's that, D?
Oh, I was saying hi, Pete. Hi, Michelle. Nice to meet you again.
Folks, if you guys want to hop on here, the show is meant for conversational purposes. So, for example, if you guys are new or whatever else, oh, look at that. Dr. Jeff says National Dog Day is tomorrow. Free car wash at Cobblestone and dog treats if you bring your dog. That's fun. We don't have, I don't know what Cobblestone is. We don't have that. There's a bunch of different chains that are, you know, semi-local in the country, which is funny to think about because you think that everything is corporatized, which it is, but you think that it's nationally corporatized, and it isn't always, right? So, like down in Texas, they have HEB. They have a few different places that people are. I've never stepped foot in an HEB, but everyone in Texas, like apparently, you'd have to be like a space alien not to have shopped in an HEB. Anyway, just like in the Midwest, I guess is oh fuck, is it Seattle area or Midwest now? No, it's Midwest. Fuck, now I'm forgetting this place. I should just say it out loud. Culver's. I think Culver's is up in the Seattle area. I think they're in Seattle. Fuck, now I don't remember. Anyway, there's a couple different chains that are like almost the same chain, but they're in different places. They're kind of the same style chain, basically, kind of an old school hamburger place, and they have cult followings. Anyway, Culver's one of them that I always hear about. I think they're in maybe Seattle area. Doesn't really matter. So, long story short, folks, I'm not going to sit here for all that long. We're going to hopefully have some conversation. We'll drum up a little bit of conversation. I'm going to try to finish rolling up this joint. But if nobody hops on by then, we'll probably just pack up and leave. But we'd love to hear from whoever's in the chat right now, basically, hop on, join the conversation. I do honestly have standards these days. I really don't give a shit, to be perfectly honest, about everybody's opinion anymore. I have to be frank with you. I just, perfectly honest. So if you want to hop on here, please be wearing clothes. I can't believe that I have to say this out loud. I mean, I know that plenty of you don't mean anything by it, and I'm not trying to assault the guy that hopped on here without a shirt. That's not my intention. But I do honestly feel that it's kind of reasonable. Like, this is not just a hangout on the street corner or whatever else. Like, I understand that there's a place. Actually, this world has a need for that. We don't have enough third spaces. Here comes Jeff. We don't have enough third spaces anymore. We don't have enough places where people can hang out without spending money. 100% agree. However, I don't have to be that place for you. You can start that place for yourself if you want to. So I have standards. Those standards are: I'm always wearing clothes. You need to be wearing clothes. If you're not wearing clothes, don't turn on the fucking camera, or find some other solution. I don't want to see your nipples. I have to be honest with you. There's a very small chance that I want to see your nipples, and you'd have to ask me first. I have to be frank with you. So anyway, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Also,
No
if
nipple.
you are not capable of bringing interesting conversation, I don't really want to talk to you. So if you're really struggling with the basic whatever the fuck of growing and da, 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 unless you have a specific question, we probably don't need you on the show right now. If you are capable of kind of contributing to conversation, and honestly, please, you're adult enough, you must be an adult because obviously I made that warning before the show. You're adult enough to make those decisions in your real life. If you are not able to, then you're probably not good for this show. So with that said, if you guys are capable of just discussing things at a normal human level, wearing clothes, not showing your fucking weenus or your kind of fucking, I don't even, weenus probably covers it, honestly. If you're not capable of covering both your fucking nipples and your genitals, you're not capable of hopping on this show. We'll just be perfectly honest with you. With that said, what's cracking, Jeff?
Hey,
To this
Philly.
day, I have yet to
Hey,
see your
D.
nipples, so that's one of the reasons why I like you.
All right,
Yeah.
Jeff.
So,
This is D passing my pants.
Also, haven't seen yours or Mrs. D's nipples. I can't swear that we haven't seen your cat's nipples. We may have. I don't know. But that was
Possibly.
not that big of a deal.
What's going on, Jeff?
Next time your cat is on the show, he has to be wearing a t-shirt just in case. What's cracking, Jeff?
I just filled up my bowl smoking that Mendo breath. Still love that.
I don't know.
And,
Perennial favorite.
you were talking about those fingerboard. I didn't realize there were championships and stuff, and I was checking it out on YouTube.
You thought we were joking about all that stuff? No, it's sadly completely
It's
real.
pretty crazy.
And I don't know, man. I don't think it's a generational thing because I have to be honest with you. Like, it's such a ridiculous situation. People say, oh, the finger dexterity. No, no, no. You don't understand. I come from a world of like finger dexterity, right? Like I've known pianists and violinists and everything else. Like I know, don't tell me about finger dexterity or some stupid shit, right? Oh, they're tremendous athletes. Shut the fuck up. They're fucking doing a skateboard with their fingers. It's all pretend time, but I don't know. Whatever, man. I guess if it makes you happy, there's bigger fish to fry in the world, right? Like I'm not a big fan of the outrage politics that people try to shove at you. For example, Instagram. I can't stand that Instagram. When you don't use Instagram very much, they want to get you back, and so they just give you these random alerts that are just stuff that's supposed to outrage you and get you like pissed off and come back to Instagram to fucking fight somebody online or whatever. I'm just like, no thanks. No thanks with this shit. I don't need any culture war bullshit. No thanks, I'm good. What's the expression?
So do
I
you get
love
a
it
lot
on
of
Reddit.
other
I go,
weird
no
stuff, though?
thanks, no culture war for me, thank you. How do they say it? Class war only. What's that, Jeff?
So after I started doing I was watching some fingerboarding videos. So YouTube starts feeding me, other kind of weird human tricks videos. So it's amazing what's out there. And Japan, for some reason, seems to have a lot of them. So one of them, you talking about dexterity. So do you ever see contact juggling,
Oh yeah, yeah,
where they're juggling like a crystal
like a
ball?
ball. Uh huh.
Yeah, crystal. And that's the
Good
weirdest thing.
example, yeah, a
It's
very,
a
very good
Japanese
example.
dude.
Anybody that knows how to do it's not just Japanese, but it's
Well, the
I bet
guy I saw
they're
was
way into it. No, it's been around for a long time. But juggling, for example, I juggle, juggling, any kind of card tricks, stuff like that. Like the finger dexterity required for that is far greater than
but this
skateboarding with your two, three fingers.
contact juggling though,
What
with
about
the
it though?
glass balls where they make it look like they're not even touching the like crystal ball.
What do you mean they make it look like they're not touching it? They make it look like it's hovering, or
They
what do you
make it
mean?
look like it's floating and just spinning in air and like
Unless we're talking about
shooting up
slightly
like a
different
fountain.
things. We no, I think we are talking about similar things. That's just really good contact juggling. If we're talking about the same thing, if you're talking about like the levitation stuff, whatever that goes into a little bit the magic or whatever, and that is incredible dexterity, of course. But then they're obviously using other tricks
I
as
thought
well.
this was a trick, but it seems it's like at any one moment, like a different part of his body is touching the ball and making it spin, and it looks like it's floating.
Uh,
It's really so. But another thing, so that was one thing.
the
So another
Russians were
thing,
really big in contact juggling for a long time.
it, this one guy can work with six glass balls in his hand. It looks like
Your
just his
mom can work
fingers are
with six
moving.
balls.
This is the fingers look like they're made of rubber. Anyway, that's
Hmm.
really crazy. So, and this other thing, if you look up, I think it was violent Japanese sports.
Oh, there's all kinds of crazy shit. Like in Russia, they have slapping, arm wrestling. What's the other one? Bare knuckle boxing. I just saw the other day there was a clip on Reddit. Apparently, there's a bare knuckle boxing league, and one of the boxers got his nose completely caved in on one of the first fights in the match. It's just like the stupid shit that people are willing to do for money.
All sorts of stuff. But this one,
Have you?
so this might be the closest to like Japanese football. It's it's basically like you got to topple the other team's pole. It's like a telephone pole, and there's actually somebody that sits on top. He's called the ninja. These two teams, there's 150 people on each team, 75 offense and 75 defense. And basically, like you said, so people surround the pole, and when it
Everyone likes
starts,
to
when the guy
surround the
blows the
pole.
whistle, 75 people, you run towards the other team's pole, and it's just a big mosh pit.
Just like your
Hmm.
mother.
It's the
I was just gonna
craziest
say
thing.
this is pretty
You
much
got
your
to
mom's
tilt the
average
pole
Saturday.
down to 30 degrees. I
Yeah.
guess it's like capturing the other team's flag kind of thing.
Hmm.
Everyone's wearing full headgear, and everyone. This is another Japanese thing. So everyone's wearing sandals, but that's good because they're kicking each other. Like there's people like on. It's like they're like two people high.
So it's a full contact pole grabbing,
It's the
like your mom likes
craziest
it.
thing. And I guess it's mostly done in maybe like military schools in Japan or something, or anyway, schools anyway. But it's the
Crazy.
craziest thing.
Japan does all kinds of weird shit. They have this thing. I can't remember what the name of it is. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. There's like a name for this thing, and they always say the same thing. They basically goose your ass, but they don't just goose your ass, which would be weird enough for anyone in America. Like people have had their ass pinched or something, right? Maybe when they were kids. No, no, no. In Japan, they stick their finger in your ass, and they're supposed to do it like with two fingers, and they say something. I can't remember what it is, but it's like "Kampai" or some shit, right? It's not that. It's something else that they say it. But literally, this is like a common thing that people do. Can you imagine? Like, and by the way, it's not even just like super duper friends. It might be some random person that you only semi know. Basically, as a prank, they'll come by and they'll stick their fingers in your fucking ass. I'm like, dude, in America, someone would shoot you over this.
Yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
anyway,
bad. So the name of the sport is
Taking the
Bato
oil.
Roshi. I'll put it in
what's that, D?
chat. What was that, D?
You're checking the oil, like the old wrestler.
That's it. That's it. Checking the dipstick. 100%. Am I just checking oil? No problem. That's how we
So,
get the Toyota
so I'm
so
waiting to
good.
see what else they're gonna feed me on YouTube. It reminds me of a skit in Monty Python. I forget which skit. Maybe it was like the Olympics
The
one, like the
Ministry of
silly,
Stupid
s-
Walks or Ministry of Silly
yeah,
Walks.
something like that. The silly Olympics or something they
Oh, this is
had.
the Olympics. I remember that one.
It was something like that. And that's what this is like. The guy blows the whistle, and it's just a big mass of people just running to the pole where other people are surrounding it. And there's some strategies where some people hold back and then kind of circle around. It's like they're trying to fake out which way they're going to try and pull the pole down from.
It's
And
like
and people are like 2 people high. The people, they're on shoulders and getting up there. They're trying to get to the top of this, like, I don't know, 12-foot pole or
That's
however high
hilarious.
it is. And this guy on top, this guy sits on top and kicks people.
hiya, hiya.
It's the craziest sport. So I'm waiting to
That's
see what
crazy. Have
they
you guys
feed
seen
me
those?
next.
Have you seen those bitch slapping? Those guys that will like slap each other in the face so they knock each other out and shit.
I've seen the like
Those
slap fighting
those
contests. Yeah,
crazy.
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
And there was a whole thing
crazy.
where a guy was some Russian guy, I think a typically Russian guy, was apparently cheating. He was evidently slapping everyone wrong or something, but somehow he got away with it. I don't even remember. It was on Reddit or something. I was just like, you know how they could have all avoided that? By not joining a slap fighting league.
100%
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
shit.
that is pretty silly though.
Like
Karam, did
anytime
I
somebody
talk about
dies
that
in a
Karam?
terrible cave diving accident or something, like I'm like sad, but you know what? I'm like, you know how you could have avoided that situation by knitting or anything else, by literally just not being there. And
Oh, some people have to do it though.
yeah, I guess.
Great. I guess those are the people that like set out off on ships into like the unknown ocean, like just because they want adventure
Right,
and challenge.
right.
And
Which is fine. In which case they died doing what they loved, you know. And so in that case, like we should almost basically not pity them or be sad for them. We should be happy for them in a sense. You know,
David
it's
Blaine is
basically they
kind of
were
like
doing the
that.
thing that they wanted to do.
David Blaine is kind of like that. I was listening to
D, are
one of
you
his
wearing the
interviews.
tiniest shoes in the world?
My neighbor.
Gotcha. I'm
I
like,
was
I'm
watching
looking
an
at this
interview.
camera. I'm
So
like,
you
these are
know, he
so
would do
so
things
small.
like he froze himself in a block of ice and stayed there for like 2 or 3 days.
Most of that, I think most of that stuff, he basically has like, I don't know, tricks to avoid it. I
I
don't know.
don't think
Dave Blaine
so.
is a weird one because like, remember one time he locked himself in a fucking box and then he just
In
got
a
all smelly
coffin.
for like 2 or 3 days.
Yep, yep.
So
He
he
talked
is
about that
definitely
too.
like maybe one of those guys who's just a self masochist. But I've
That's
definitely
it.
heard
That's
people
it.
talking about
That's what he said
many
it
of his
is.
tricks are not as impressive as they look. Because I mean, they're magicians. Obviously, this stuff is an actual trick, right?
No, but he's a magician, but he's
Excuse me.
also just an extremist, kind of like Houdini. He talked
Oh,
about this
Houdini was far better, I think. I mean, I don't know. Perhaps I'm wrong.
because he could hold his breath for. So this is what he was saying about holding his breath, which Houdini was like could do it for a few minutes. Um, but okay, so
Houdini.
Blaine could do it. He held his breath for like 20 minutes or something. This is what he said. He said, uh, and like the SEALs, the Navy SEALs will do this, where they'll keep you under till you black out. If you black out underwater, you're safe. Um, as long as you're with other people that can get you up above, and then revive you. But it's and as long as you don't freak out and breathe water in. And because he said it's a response of having CO2 in your bloodstream, a lot of CO2, your body naturally freaks out from that condition, but it won't kill you. He said if you black out, like Navy, this will happen with Navy SEALs. They'll keep them under till they black out, just to prove to them that you don't need oxygen, and then they'll revive them. They'll come to, and like it's kind of like being strangled, and then you black out, and then you wake up again. And the point is that your body has enough oxygen in its blood, but what happens is you freak out because the CO2 is getting too high, and you breathe in water, and that'll kill you though.
I think this is probably some of the Navy SEAL fucking. Like maybe you do that. You technically you can survive it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like for example, when someone gets strangled or knocked out, but on TV, whatever, that's basically a very serious issue. Like anytime you lose consciousness, that can be a really really serious issue. So it's not one of these things like the movie trope is, oh, we just bonked him on the head and he was good. He was asleep for 5 minutes, then got up and he was good.
You would
No, that's
think.
actually a fucking TBI, basically, and you might be fucked from that. You might be fine. You might be 100% fine, but you might be fucked from that for the rest of your life. Same thing with strangulation,
Oh,
apparently, can cause all kinds of weird shit. So I'm like, I don't know. The,
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't
Navy
recommend
SEAls are
it.
famously the cowboys of the world, and they keep fucking up operations right and left. It's like, I don't know, the amount of times that I've heard stupid lunatic shit from the Navy SEALs that doesn't even sound like it could be beneficial in any way. And then you hear, for example, apparently all the other specialists basically think that the Navy SEALs are basically the like rootin' tootin' shooting cowboys of the military. So I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucking shit that we hear from the Navy SEAls all the time.
Yeah, they are pretty
Whatever.
tough. But so he talked about like there was some teenager that I don't know, he fell in the ice and he was under the ice for like 45 minutes and they got him out. He was unconscious. So but they said because
Apparently the cold helped
he
in those
went
circumstances.
unconscious though before he could breathe in water. He kind of freaked out and blacked out. And that saved him is what he was saying too as part of it. So that was kind of interesting. But he does this stuff. So he's going to do this other trick where he's going to like go up and it's coming. I guess he was doing this as a promotional. It's on you. It's going to be on YouTube. He's going to take hot air or hydrogen balloons and just float up like as high as he can. He said like 25,000 feet if he can do that. Just with like the balloon's going to be harnessed to him, but he's basically it's going to look like he's holding it,
Without a
and
mask or anything?
no mask, no mask. He's taught him.
Well, so he's going to pass
He's
out and
taught.
die.
He said he's taught himself to to like exist at
balloon mask.
like 20,000 feet with no oxygen.
Yeah, bet. Either he's got a secret fucking gas line or that's just nonsense.
Well, he might. He's talked about yogi people that
Fuck, no.
meditating
Like the
can
the
control
fucking
their body temperature
Iceman,
and
whatever the
stuff.
fuck the German Iceman dude. Like, it's been shown that his brother actually has the same abilities. It's just genetic in their family. It has had literally nothing to do with his fucking weird shit where he washes his balls in the fountain and all kinds of weird shit. When you read stories about him, he's written books about it, but that doesn't make it true. There's tons of people who lie about all kinds of stuff.
I think he said no oxygen. He said emergency. It's going to be like emergency oxygen. He's going to have a
Okay,
parachute that
yeah.
he's going to go
I
up.
definitely believe him. I definitely 100% believe him.
I believe he's a nut that like yeah does abuse himself a
Yeah,
lot.
that could
But
possibly be true too.
he would have been great like somebody who like oh yeah we're just going to go out in the ocean. Like I was saying, he's he got that drive, that instinct to do these crazy things, push himself to the limit just to try it. He said he's blacked out like 20, 30 times underwater just to do it. And or not just to do it, but at some point just to do it and prove to himself. But and I think to get better at it
I
and
find this stuff.
for
I have
these
to be honest. I
tricks that
find
he
this stuff
does.
incredibly mind-numbingly stupid. It's obviously not real,
People are
and if it
crazy.
is, then it's just a product of a self-masochist, and I'm not interested either way. I'm like, cool. He locked himself in a cage for 20 days. I'm like, I didn't care about him before that. Actually don't care about him anymore after that either. I'm like, he did it to himself. What part of this should I be excited about? You know, like what skill is involved in flying to the moon? I mean, just shut the fuck. I'm not telling you to shut the fuck up. I'm just like, this stuff just not interesting me whatsoever. Which is not to say that I'm not into like magic and stuff like that, which
No,
I've
people
been
are
in
crazy. No, the point
moderately
is just
interested in.
people are
But
silly.
I feel like actually, as I'm saying this, some people are way more interested than others. For example, yeah, I would say my best friend for many years when I was young, like high school, college, he was super into magic, to the point that he actually got a job at a magic shop for a little while, and I actually still have his juggling clubs from years ago. Anyway, because he went to clown school. Now that I think about it, he actually went to clown school. That's how much he was into it, right? He didn't end up becoming a professional clown, but he did end up working at a clown store, if that counts. But anyway, he was always into, and he told me about David Blaine back then, right? And I don't even know all the different guys. Copperfield, I think, was still working back then, and whatever else. So we'd shoot the shit about a lot of these things, and he was well enough versed in some of these guys that he actually knew how some of them did their work. So we would, discuss some of this stuff. Don't ask me to repeat any of it because it's been so long. But where am I going to with this? That my assumption is that most of what Blaine's whole thing is done with some kind of clever devices. Like he's literally a fucking multimillionaire magician that does this stuff for a living at like Vegas and stuff, right? So he's not just literally holding his breath, for fucking 20 hours. Like it's just that's not humanly possible.
He
So
didn't know.
something
No,
is
he had
going
air
on.
for those days. No, that was just like a mind over situation kind of thing. There really wasn't, other than like, he didn't eat. Also, he didn't eat supposedly. When- and he peed just in, he peed. He had some kind of,
I don't
something
even
hooked
remember.
up
I don't. And
for
again,
that.
like
That's what he
this
was.
is
That's
so
what he was just
unremarkable
saying.
that I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
wasn't that
care.
great. No, but
Like the amount of Buddhist monks that have done shit like that and no one televised it, I'm like, I cannot get excited about that kind of stuff. Or the eating
people are
contests,
crazy.
stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't know, I don't get it, And I guess everything is different for different people. But for example, like these, there's a show that, speaking of stuff that YouTube keeps trying to show you, knows that I'm interested in food content because I subscribe to, I don't even, probably at least a couple hundred different food people that cooking and all kinds of different stuff because I've had my YouTube channel for a long time, right? Anyway, so they're constantly trying to show me random new shit, but a lot of it over and over and over and over again is the same thing. Clearly, they have some kind of deal with YouTube. Beard meets food. It's just this guy that goes around. He has a beard. That's his whole personality. Apparently, he has a fucking beard, and he goes around and he eats enormous fucking meals. I could not possibly be excited about this. Like I swear to you, like I would
Why?
rather watch someone make yarn. Like literally, I would rather pick something, thread. I would rather watch a video of someone hand stitching an entire loom of fucking thread than to watch this idiot eat like a whole plate of food. Like nothing about
Yeah.
that
Well,
experience
it's
is
like the
rewarding
eating
to me.
contest. That's
But
another
YouTube
stupid human
won't
Yeah.
trick.
stop fucking sending it to me. Thankfully, they didn't send me much of the eating contest stuff, except for when it's like, Coney Island or whatever, the contest that day or whatever. But other than that, like seriously, I get beard meets food. There's a couple other ones that they send me. But it's
You know,
always that fucking guy. I'm like, and I even tell them, do not show this shit to me. I don't want to see it. The guy's
oh, I
probably
tell them
perfectly
that
nice,
too.
but they don't care.
No, they're like, oh, we get him more,
Yeah, he'll change his mind one of these
more,
days.
more, more women in string bikinis.
100%.
Titties and
Now, if a
beer.
woman in a string bikini was eating a plate full of, or a table full of whatever, that would still be a weird experience, but it would at least be amusing.
or,
Me some
or
titties and
dressed
beer.
up, dressed
Can't
up,
get a name, man.
What's that, D?
Go for it, Jeff. Sorry,
dressed
I
up
won't.
D,
women in
you gotta
Monaco.
just fucking go for it, dude. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the blah, 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 and then we stop and we wait for you and we want you to talk, and then you're like, no, someone else talk. Just fucking say what you wanted to say. Please say what you're gonna say.
Oh, not yet. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, go
Next
ahead,
time I'll
Jeff.
remember.
Oh, that the women in Monaco too, the fancy cars. That's another one that if you start watching them, they'll hook you on them.
Oh my
Whereas,
God, there's so many fancy car channels. Oh, it just came out. Fascinating story. Changing the subject kind of precipitously, kind of like a car fucking squealing around a corner. Apparently, Andrew Tate was renting all those supercars after all. A lot of people were saying that there's no way that this guy is that rich that he has $50 million worth of cars because it was crazy. It was several Bugattis, Koenigsegg, blah 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 blah. These are all multi-million-dollar cars by themselves. Anyway, sure enough, he was apparently renting it, which is a crazy amount of money already, by the way, to rent one of those cars. But whatever. He and his brother were apparently renting those cars to look famous. Same shit, different day. Basically, all these goddamn. Speaking of YouTube, do you
oh,
remember
those
that
guys that
guy
got
that YouTube would
arrested.
always send us? He would stand in his garage with his Lamborghini. I got this garage in my Lamborghini, or whatever the fuck he would say by reading books. Blah blah blah. You know who I'm talking about? He was some fucking total YouTube scammer. And he was renting the Lamborghini. He was renting the house. On and on and on. None of it was true. He was robbing Peter to pay Paul, as all of these assholes are. So anyway,
Uh,
fucking douchebags.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
cool mug, dude.
it's crazy, crazy time we live in.
I mean, they say it's the same shit, different day, which I guess I'm inclined to kind of believe in. That what the expression is. P.T. Barnum had that expression of fools or suckers born every minute, right? We apparently have come no further, because you see obvious scams running all the time. Same thing is, speaking of Andrew Tate, the whole kind of manosphere thing. Many men, they say actually most men really don't fall for any of this stuff, but a significant proportion of men, not even just young men anymore, are really big fans of this whole manosphere thing. It's this kind of male grievance complex. And what was it? Oh, now I'm forgetting it. I heard the perfect definition of it. They were saying it was the such and such for men. It was the I'm fucking it up. But it was kind of the like cosmopolitan industrial complex for men. You know, like if you've ever read a Cosmo magazine or something, they say the stupidest shit in these magazines, and it's really when you talk to a woman about these, like they don't take the magazines seriously. They're not going to Cosmo for tips and tricks. They basically are thumbing through it just kind of the same reason that you thumb through your phone sometimes when you're waiting in a pharmacy line, right? It's just literally just to preoccupy their time, it's just kind of entertainment. And so, evidently, again, if I could think of the name that they used, well, whatever. Again, I'm basically summing up what the expression was, kind of that cosmopolitan magazine, but for men, basically, is the whole manosphere. Just this empty, vapid grievance complex, and it's just like, fuck. I don't know what I'm even saying about this because every part of it is disgusting to me. It's just like the fact that these guys make millions of dollars or, pretend to make millions of dollars. The fact that, for example, he is an actual abuser. So even if the rest of this stuff is fake, he is an actual abuser. On and
Yeah.
on and on.
And then they
Just the
do
whole
dog
thing is
fighting.
gross.
Was that what he was doing? Dog fighting too, and some
That would be the
part
cement
of
in the
it.
coffin that would make me hate him forever. So yeah, if that happened. I hadn't heard
Yeah,
that,
but
but
I think he
if
got
it
it.
is, I mean, couldn't happen to a fucking nicer
Nothing.
guy. Like I wouldn't disbelieve that at all. He doesn't seem to have too many morals. His dad beat the shit out of both him and his brother, so like he comes from crappy stock. Very interesting family. His dad was a chess champion, so he pretended to be a chess champion, which is a total and complete lie. He was, and people have gone through this, like it's physically impossible. He said he was a professional chess player at the age of 12, but like your chess records are actually public. This is like a thing that people can look up, right? And so they looked up his score when he was 12, that it was like 2000 or 1900 something, which sounds good until you realize that actually that doesn't get you anything. Like the top chess players are actually in the 2500, 2600, stuff like that. And even those guys, there's only like 30, 40 chess players in the world that can actually make a living from it. So the idea that you're a professional 12-year-old, but no one remembers that, it's another obvious fucking lie. But again, a weird one because his dad was actually a chess champion. So it's like kind of a weird lie, like you'd think that you'd fake you'd lie about something you can fake a little easier, or you'd lie about something that you don't know that you can fake a little easier. A lot of people get caught in lies that they don't realize other people can figure out or suss out, right? But this is like he's still swimming in the same circles, arguably, right? Like his dad probably had friends that were still chess people. So like, why are you lying about this? It's so weird. But again, these people are fucking pathological, basically. Anyway, his dad. Oh, now I'm forgetting. He got kicked out of something. No, I'm forgetting the whole fucking story. He got kicked out of something, not chess, but something else. Anyway, basically for being an asshole, apparently, for being a fucking prick to other people. And then evidently he just kind of was a lifelong child abuser. He just beat the ever-loving shit out of the two Tate boys. Which, I mean, I feel bad for them. It doesn't necessarily give me sympathy for them in the sense that, it excuses their actions or something, but it definitely makes me understand them. Like if you got beat the shit out of when you were a kid, it definitely changes your outlook on
Yeah,
life. So, still,
it
what a weird
sucks.
combo of circumstances. Anyway.
They're from
And it's another
America,
thing that
though,
I have
aren't they?
observed, by the way, that typically a lot of these manosphere types are themselves broken, abused people. You find out that, their father beat the shit out of them or whatever else, and they're compensating for that basically with this puffed up rooster persona. Anyway, you were saying? Oh, we just lost D, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I hope D comes back. Hopefully his phone didn't die. But yeah, those guys grew up in America, though, right? Wasn't it's two brothers, right? And they were in Romania for a while. Or was it just one guy?
They're from the fucking Virgin Islands or some shit. I don't know,
Yeah, I
to
thought it
be
was like two
honest. I
brothers,
don't
but
remember.
then they
Yeah,
just
they
then the
moved to
story kind of
Romania.
died for a while. Then
I don't
they
think
just
it
got
did.
picked
I
up
think it
in
was a
Britain,
weird
though, right?
story too because the Trump team were actually trying to give them a pardon or something. It's very weird. I didn't even know what's going on with these people. I don't know why you would try to give him a pardon.
But they got arrested in Britain, was what I thought was just happened
And they're
recently.
either like British
I don't know what
citizens or
happened.
some shit. I don't know.
Something like that.
I have to be
And
honest with you,
somehow they
kind of
made a
bummed me.
lot of money, yeah, doing something.
Or pretended to.
Yeah.
To be honest, most of their money actually came from basically being pimps for OnlyFans girls.
Was that
This
what it
is this
was?
is real. Yeah,
OnlyFans?
this is
Yeah.
this is real, and this is
Yeah,
one of the
so
saddest things that I've ever seen
mhm.
actually, because I've actually run into some of these people. I was at a I was at the Getty Museum. It's the strangest fucking thing. You can run into these people all over the place. I guess I haven't told the story before. Whatever. So I was there with my ex-girlfriend, and it's in Los Angeles, right outside, actually in Malibu. It's an amazing museum that was owned by John. Well, it was the John Paul Getty
Oh
House.
yeah, I went
But
to his
when he
estate. I've
died,
probably
his son basically kind of
seen that.
convinced
Yeah.
him to turn it into a museum. Actually, the Getty Villa was his house, now that I think about it, but he died before it was finished. Anyway, so the Getty Villa is filled, it's basically like a reconstructed Roman villa on steroids. He
Yeah, they
basically
brought
took
stuff
the
over from
best,
Europe.
yeah, 100%. He took literally from, not just from random places, but basically the Getty Villa specifically was all about Rome. I mean, he's got a bunch of other stuff in there too, but it's all about Roman and Greek architecture. So they literally hauled Greek columns and fucking Roman, verandas and this and that and the other thing. Whatever. I can't fucking speak words
Yeah,
apparently.
fountains
Anyway,
and
fountains, all of it basically wholesale, and took it to Malibu. And sure enough, it's fucking gorgeous. Even driving in, it's fucking stunning. You're like, okay, this is what the being the world's richest man buys you. Like even just driving in the gate, it's fucking such a nice place. The air is beautiful. The fog rolls in the morning. It's such a stunning place. Anyway, we're walking around, we're goofing off, and this gaggle of like 8 or 10 very, very skimpily dressed women come in, and they're doing like content. They're basically doing content poses, and they're clearly doing it one at a time. Like one will pose in front of the fountain, and then the other one will pose in front of the fountain, and then the other one, and they're all almost falling out of their fucking clothes, and da 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 da. Well, finally, we're basically unintentionally following these people all around, basically, because they're effectively doing the tour like we are, basically. And we finally just kind of run into them and start shooting the shit. And the only dude that is with this group, it's basically easily 8 or 9 or 10 women and one dude. And he tells me, and mind you, this guy is the most unremarkable person that I think I mean, okay, he's not that bad of a guy. I can't say he was a bad guy or anything, but unremarkable, like unremarkable. He didn't have a special set of skills like Liam fucking Neeson. He didn't even look like, he wasn't even presentable. Like they were all, first of all, almost falling out of their
That's
clothes. But they were all
California.
makeup and everything. He's got a fucking unshaven neck beard and blah blah. Just some fucking guy that managed to somehow figure out how to be a pimp for these women, and basically he's their manager. And effectively, he just kind of comes up with ideas for them to go do. So, for example, that day, his idea was we go to the Getty Villa and we're going to go make content. And I don't know. Arguably, it's worth the money. I mean, he's basically a marketing agency. Like as I'm saying this, like someone had to have that idea, I guess. And I mean, like in Hollywood and other places, Pepsi, they hire a marketing company to come up with even stupid ideas like that. Like for example, they've paid Pharrell. They've paid him some fucking ludicrous number of millions for the "I'm loving it" from McDonald's. Someone had to write it, and apparently it was Pharrell, and now he gets paid until the end of the fucking world for 3 notes. Like some of the stuff in the world just makes you scratch your head. I'm not kidding. Like look it up, Pharrell. And the guy, by the way, the guy that wrote "I'm Loving It" is a rapper, Aesop Rock or some shit. He still gets paid millions of dollars just for those 3 fucking words for "I'm loving it." Like a baby could come up with "I'm loving it." But that wasn't the people that came up with "I'm loving it" from McDonald's, and now they get paid money. Anyway, so as I'm saying this, I'm like, okay, on the one hand, he's just a dumbass pimp. On the other hand, I guess he's the marketing guy for these women. And the women clearly do need somebody because we got to talking with some of them, and they were all very nice, but definitely kind of scatterbrained. And they're all like 19. Like, how much do you know about the world at 19, right? And so they're just basically do, and they know how to show their boobies, but they don't really know how to build their content or whatever else. And mind you, all these women had like, they told us they had like 500,000 followers. This one, that one has 1 million, that one has 2 million. So these are not like unknown women, but even still, this is the guy apparently who gets them their, I don't know. It's a weird situation because on the one hand, you're like, if you actually have 1 million followers, do you really need this neck beard of a guy? But whatever. I don't know. Like I'm obviously not in that circle, so I don't know. Weird situation. How did I get on this subject? Fucking OnlyFans. Oh, how these guys make their money.
Oh, the Getty Museum.
And he was telling us, like, he wasn't, well, he was bragging, but we're just in conversation. We were just talking about, and he's like, oh, there's good money in this. There's good money. Because, we obviously know that, some of the OnlyFans women make money, but OnlyFans manager, yeah, apparently there's a lot of money. Evidently, one of the other big trolls, Jack Doherty, I think is the fucking guy's name. I'm actually amazed that I came up with his name. piece of shit of like a Twitter troll. Basically, he goes around and purposefully antagonizes people in horrible ways, like literally starts fights with people and stuff. And basically, he's got this gigantically enormous, very aggressive security guard with him at all times, who's very, very, very like enthusiastic to start fights of his own. And so people basically see him start a fight. He's tiny, by the way, and then they see this like 6'5" guy come, and they back away, and that's his whole content. Well, he doesn't actually make all that much money from that. What he does make his money from is literally being an OnlyFans pimp. So same thing, different day as Andrew Tate. Don't ask me why the trolling stuff is involved, because honestly, the money apparently seems to come from the OnlyFans. So it's weird that they have this other front. I don't know. Maybe it's like a front business. I don't honestly know. I don't realize why they have to do that, because it seems like you'd make more money if you just focused on the pimping. You know what I mean? But whatever. I'm not savvy enough apparently. So, but at least I know about these fucking parasites. Crazy fucking world.
Yeah. No, yeah, crazy people on, and then there's, crazy people with just too much money that are supporting it.
Mhm.
And yeah,
It's
and then
overwhelmingly for these people. The sad thing is, well, Tate brothers, I guess, are different, but like Jack Doherty, it's evidently his majority audience is literally children. So not figuratively, but literally children. Same thing with Jake and Logan Paul. Like, it's literally children. Same thing with Mr. Beast. How else could
yeah,
he get when you ever? I
they're
don't watch his
video
content, but again, YouTube tries to recommend his
gamers that are
content. An
making money.
hour after he posts his videos, it'll already show 40 million views. An hour later. There's no way otherwise than that this is bots and children, literally, basically. And so sure enough, when you look at the target demographics, Mr. Beast apparently has started to hide his demographics. But anyway, regardless, people have looked this up before, because you can look this stuff up on many websites. Most of his audience apparently are children. And a lot of these guys, this outrage content, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Not to say that there's not a lot of adults consuming this nonsense, but like everybody that I freaking follow that does like debate content or whatever has pivoted all of a sudden to this Lindsay Clancy, whatever the fuck, that on purpose, I don't want to know anything about this. Like, I guess against my will, I've learned some of the facts of the case, but I don't want to know. It's like a federal case now or whatever, like a murder thing. They're all talking about it because apparently there's huge engagement in it. And so that's my obvious assumption. But why else would they all be talking about this? And sure enough, the viewership numbers, when you look, it's fucking, if they normally would get 1,000 viewers, now it's 2,000 viewers because they're talking about Lindsay Clancy. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, this goddamn culture war shit. But anyway, that's why I avoid it. I can smell a culture war fucking bait from a mile away.
Yeah, conflict definitely gets views,
Which
but
you
a
have to
lot of
think
stuff
about.
does.
You have to think about.
It's
That's
always
the thing.
changing
Outrage
too.
sells. So you have to think about who is trying to outrage you. I don't think of it in terms of a grand worldwide conspiracy, although there are sometimes grand worldwide conspiracies, don't get me wrong. But I think basically, for example, Facebook is one of the most awful companies in the world, but they're not awful in this complex, multi-layered way. They're not deviously awful. They're just fucking awful. Basically, they're trying to sell ads, and the easiest way to sell ads is with outrage, and so they just try to outrage you all day, every day. And so that's why, literally, I have absolutely nothing to do with the stuff that Instagram is sending me, like weird, random culture war stuff. Like, my Instagram page is literally for weed. Like, even the people that I follow, like, I have maybe a couple contacts that are not explicitly weed focused, but basically it's just a weed page. And for example, the last 3 years, I haven't even hardly used it. So why is Instagram sending me Lindsay Clancy stories? Because they're trying to fucking outrage you and get you outraged to come and look at advertising. It's really quite perverse, actually, because they don't care what they don't care what the effect on your psyche or anything else, emotional state or anything else will be, revolting. You'd think that people would try to be a positive force in the world, but no, plenty of people really, they don't care at all what their
And that's crazy.
influence at all in the world is.
Yeah.
It's eye
Um,
opening when you realize that, you know, like you're almost naive. I think we are basically naive.
it's
Many of
weird
us, we
with media
recyclers
too.
and we people who think, oh, you know, I'm trying to do a good thing in the world today. It's almost naive, honestly, because other people are literally just fucking wolves trying to eat meat, you know. And so, for example, Facebook, if they could monetize your corpse in some way, they would do it. They would absolutely 100% do it. And they've discussed it, I'm sure. Someone at some corporate boardroom meeting at Facebook has discussed how to monetize all the meat in the world, you know. And they just realized it was infeasible or whatever else, and so they moved on to something else. It's literally that much that psychopathic. Cheers, folks in the chat, by the way. Cheers, Jones. Good to see you, buddy. Who else is hanging with us? Not too many folks. Uh, Folks, I have kind of gotten burned out on the really shitty audio quality. It's such an easy problem to solve. I've discussed this I don't know how many times. I'm not trying to single anybody out, but it really gets to me. It's 2026. It's not 1996. It's not 1896. Like, it is a simple problem to solve. If it were a money issue, I'm sure you could bring that up and people would make cheerful donations. Like, if we wanted to, I'm sure we could happily fucking do a super chat. I don't know if I can do super chats, but you know what I mean. Like, if we were like, oh, fundraising for fucking so and so's goddamn piece of shit microphone, I'm sure we could get it done in some way. So it's like, folks, these are solvable problems. Honestly, it's not something that can't be dealt with. So anyway,
I'm just using the built-in microphone now. That worked the best after like a year or 2 years, whatever, using, fancy Sony headset with their
yeah,
mic.
you
And
did struggle with those headphones. I almost wonder
now I
if your
don't even use
headphones
the
are just
headphones.
defective or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, it was just a good reminder. Like, even good products. I saw something on Reddit the other day. Someone was pissed online. They were like, "Oh, it's a piece of shit," and I just kind of laughed to myself. I was like, "Oh, someone had either the exact same pan, exact same Debouillet cast iron pan, or carbon steel pan that I have, or almost the same. I think it was almost the same. His doesn't have the helper handle. Maybe it did. I don't fucking remember. But his came in the mail from Amazon. He literally even got it from Amazon, just like I did. And it came fucking broken. One of the rivets were busted, and he was complaining on Reddit. He was like, "Fuck, is this a piece of shit? Do I have to send it back?" And I'm like, I texted back, or wrote back on Reddit. I'm like, man, this is a very interesting reminder that even the best made stuff has flaws sometimes. And that rivet was defective, and the Bouillet didn't catch it somehow because whatever, I don't know. And they famously have good quality control. They famously do. They and a couple other companies that you could talk about have good quality control. So like the fact that you got this broken rivet, it's almost like a lottery ticket. It's like I don't know. You should almost like go out and buy a lottery ticket or something and just send it back to Amazon and get a new one. But of course, it's a pain in the ass that you got that broken fucking rivet. But I mean, dude, even a fine French pan can be defective sometimes. So anyway, I'm just kind of laughing to myself when I was thinking about your headphones. I'm like, oh, Sony headphones being defective, that almost never happens. But I mean, like,
Yeah. I mean, it's
bro,
maybe
it certainly can happen.
a year old, and maybe it's just, a new iPad with latest software is just a lot better.
Yeah, weird. I don't know. And the thing is, I think I even have the same headphones and they work fine. They sound kind of crappy, like the microphone is very muffled, so that's one of the reasons why I don't like it on this show. But like otherwise, I think it sounded fine. So I don't know, whatever. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, as we're talking about this, I feel like the problem we had with you is that it sounded very like this, right? Was that the problem, or was it
Yeah,
something else?
yeah, yeah.
So maybe it is kind of the same problem. The microphone placement on those Sonys is terrible, and it's obviously not a very high quality microphone. So I think basically if it gets obstructed in any way, it sounds like dog shit. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
interesting, very interesting. Although I have heard that they improved the microphone on the newer versions. I'm not going to buy a newer version of those headphones just because of that, but apparently they have improved it. Anyway,
Whereas, phones are killer, and iPads, I mean, you talk to your phone, it can hear you like a whisper, in a noisy
mm.
environment. Um, yeah, it's a lot better. Technology's it's crazy how fast it moves. AI's gotten a lot better. A lot of the things we used to complain about, they're really not there anymore. I don't experience them as
How
much.
do you mean?
Um, it just seems a lot better. Like, it would make, I remember one time making a stupid calculation kind of error, just like, just figuring something out. I was like, and then I explained. I was like, well, what about this and that? And it's like, oh yeah. Now it seems to have gotten a lot better.
I guess I see your point. They still make. I don't think the models have changed all that much, to be honest. And a lot of times, we'll still have to kind of remind the AI, like, oh, hey, no, 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 I'm actually talking about this other thing. Oh, for example, a very good example of this. Won't make any sense what I'm talking about, but I found this cool. Technically, it's called a double boiler insert. It's for making like hollandaise sauce and stuff, basically over boiling water. I found it at Goodwill, and I was asking I was asking Google AI, what's the technical name for this? Like, because I know that there's like a real specific name for this, and I couldn't think of the name because it's got like a round bottom and stuff. There's an actual name for this, and the Google AI completely misinterpreted it and said, "Oh, this is a saucier." Which, by the way, is a type of pan, but an actual pan. And mind you, this is a pan. This is like an attachment for a pan. I guess you could say is the best way to describe it because you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So think about like, inserts, things that you like a steamer insert. I probably should have just said that. This is not what it is, but basically imagine like a steamer insert or whatever. And so the AI immediately starts to think, no, it's not the steamer insert. It's actually the pan that it goes in. And then it starts to tell me all this fucking shit about sauciers and brands of saucier. And I'm like, no, 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 hold on. Please go back and look again. This is not a saucier. And that's the thing. I had to know that, right? And so a lot of people would just roll with that because they wouldn't know the difference. So I was like, no, 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 no. Please look again. This is not a saucier and it's not a pan. It goes into a pan. Can you look again? Blah, 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 blah. And it was like, oh, I'm sorry, my mistake, blah, blah, blah. And it looks in and gave me much more relevant information. Still didn't get the actual fucking French name for it, but I'll work on it one of these days more when I'm fucking less bored or more bored or something. Or when when I need it, when I use it or something. But good example, basically like you really have to be on the AI because it will give you bad results. And the other thing to remember is that the AI really doesn't remember what it told you. So it doesn't have any like, even though it has like a context menu, it doesn't actually have a memory like a human being does. So, for example, it'll actually have to kind of go back and look at what it basically told you to figure out more of what it needs to tell you in the future. So it's not like it can kind of just remember the conversation you've been having. That's how a human thinks, and you're basically, or people rather. I'm not trying to attach you or attack you. People generally over ascribe the intelligence that the AIs are capable of. That
Well, they're still
interrupted me.
developing, yeah. But the voice recognition, the typing,
Hmm.
as far as yeah, just the voice to text, or just I use my phone a lot just to like check on something or have something out, just find out something, just and just using my voice, and sometimes it'll be AI coming back with an
Oh,
answer.
I actually quite
And it's
enjoy it.
it's also like really
I
good.
enjoy.
It may
I
not
ask it.
it may not be perfect at like answering a question, but it's really good at like if you're not sure about something, or like, is this right about and it'll say yes, or like something with growing, like you know
I wouldn't trust it for growing at all. The grow answers will be wrong. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Do not, do not, do not put your faith in AI for growing. I
well, if you
promise you.
ask it something though, like about
Maybe very specific things.
yes,
Temperature,
something,
stuff like that.
you
But
know
not like grow advice or anything like that.
uh yeah, not grow advice, but just so whatever. The proton pump thing. Something about, does the proton pump control control nutrient inflow into the
Literally,
plant? Or you
but
kind of remember something.
every
Like I
animal
remember
that
I asked
exists
it
on this
about,
earth has proton pumps.
there's
So
that
that's how it's
wall.
not important in
There's
terms
that
of
wall
plants.
that like inside the root. So I was trying to remember. I was like, what's that thing inside the root that protects or does a final screening before letting nutrients into the plant, something like that. I asked it
Mm-hmm.
because I forgot. I was like, there's something there. It was like, oh yeah, it came. It's like the Caspian strip, I
Mm-hmm.
think is it, and it talked a little bit about it, and so it's really good for that. Like maybe not like what's this and that, but like to verify something, or is it right? Like is it right that am I thinking right about this?
So, for
or
example, I really enjoy asking hypothetical questions that are difficult to really start researching or take too much time. So, for example, yesterday it was just a stupid one, but it was actually really cool and it came in really quite useful. Yesterday, the day before, can't even remember exactly how I got started on it, but uh, uh, been on a walk or something with my dog because you guys are probably wondering what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my dog when I look down like that. Anyway, he's under the table. So I basically looked up a dog smell, and then essentially I got a little bit further with it, or I was thinking a little bit further about it. I was like, oh, but what about their freaking veromonasal organ? Oh, the previous day I was goofing off one of the regulars. We sit and chat quite a bit, and he's an English guy and just maybe just out of amusement, older English guy, he said, "Oh, do you happen to know what the whiskers, the front whiskers on a dog are called?" And I said, "No, I did not know what they were." And he said, "Oh, they're called vibrissae," which is a very apt name because, of course, they vibrate. So we laughed about that. What an apt name! And then I asked him about the veromonasal organ. I think I got the name wrong. Veromonasal organ, something like that. Anyway, it's the little bump. So some dogs it's more prominent than others. For example, my dog, it actually looks like a real like protrusion. It actually feels like a protrusion. I'm surprised that he's actually able to eat with it without being annoying. Some dogs, it's just a little tiny pimple, and it's literally right inside their front top teeth, and it's actually part of their nasal apparatus, basically, and it connects back to their brain. So I'm researching this a little bit. I'm like, AI will help. And so I basically ask it okay, so the smell that basically comes in through the nose, help me conceptualize it. Is the dog basically processing this instantaneously? And the pheromones, basically, because it's sensing pheromones that come through the veromonasal organ. And that organ is in the mouth because many of the scents that it's trying to acquire are physically attached to liquid, wetness, etc., etc., etc. So a lot of times they'll literally, and this is gross, of course, but they'll go up and they'll sniff another dog's butt, and I guess some of the liquid particles are getting on that fucking veromonasal organ. Anyway, regardless. Oh, and the English guy basically says, "Oh, do you know what that action is called when they're literally using that veromonasal organ?" And it's called the Flamen response, which again is kind of a funny name, like their nose is flaming or something. Anyway. So I'm like, okay, AI, ask AI, do they smell these things the same? Does the smell come in through do both smells basically process the same? Does the stuff that comes through the pheromones that come through the veromonasal organ, fuck, I'm still getting it wrong, I think. Regardless, that little goddamn olfactory bulb, no, the olfactory bulb is something different. The fucking, whatever, the thing in the mouth, you guys all know what I'm talking about now. Does that process at the same time in a different place in the brain? And of course, AI, this wasn't the only place that I could find this by any stretch, but it was quick, which was thankful. And then basically I could get a lot more information. The stuff that a dog smells through their nose gets sent back to their olfactory bulb and basically gets processed essentially consciously. So, for example, they can smell beef, they can smell flowers, they can smell whatever the fuck, just normal stuff that a dog smells. And you'll see them consciously smelling stuff. But, for example, pheromones, which include your pheromones, so when they basically smell your armpit or something, or when they smell another dog, for example, a dog that's in heat, that immediately bypasses that conscious nose center and actually goes through that veromonasal organ, provided, of course, they actually get some, like liquid particles on there, of course, and that goes into their instinctual centers, basically. I'm getting this a little bit wrong right now, but basically I'm getting it. The story is right. I'm just forgetting which organs it goes to. But anyway, long story short, this is one of the reasons that dogs fucking lose their shit when they smell, for example, a dog in heat, because it's literally bypassing their conscious brain center and going essentially into I guess you could call it the lizard brain of the dog, basically, the emotion center, effectively. So they get amped up like crazy. And we saw this in action yesterday. I was kind of laughing with a couple buddies that are regulars there. And I told this story basically because I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. Because basically there was a dog that came by, and kind of a problematic dog, whatever, and the dog is not fixed. And sure enough, immediately starts causing problems. Well, guess what? We even saw all our dogs kind of like sniff their noses as soon as this guy walks up. So sure enough, they smell his pheromones, get amped up in their emotion center. He's already amped up because he's got all that testosterone, and bad things happen. No, it was like little fights. It wasn't like a big fight, but anyway. Dude, if I told you about that guy, oh my fucking God, whatever, but regardless, but it was interesting kind of thinking about this, because okay, this makes perfect sense. Why are dogs so instantly fucking up to 11, you know, freaking spine, like Spinal Tap, basically, turned up to 11 when they smell a dog in heat or when they smell a dog that's not fixed or whatever the case may be. Makes perfect sense now when you kind of think about it. Anyway, so this is not by any stretch of the imagination the only way that I could have discovered this information, but it was goddamn way quicker than sitting down and researching it slowly. So the thing that I like about using AI is that it's a bit like the Star Trek computer. The problem is the Star Trek computer was actually conscious and could tell if it was wrong, right, or whatever else, right? And so you have to be mindful of the fact that it's similar to the Star Trek computer, but also very, very different. It's much, much, much more primitive.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah, and it's got that expertise in everything, you know, expert knowledge across the, you know, a lot of things.
I've had
But
mixed results with that. Sometimes I've heard people say like, "Oh,
figuring out
please
your
pretend to
questions
be
sometimes, too.
please pretend to be an expert in blah 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 and tell me in that way." Where that is helpful, I find, by the way. Sorry, I actually just talked over you. I mean, I realize, but where that is helpful, I'll just finish. Is for example, you know, I'm into baking. You could basically get more specific answers if you actually prompt it that way. So, for example, you say, "Please assume the personality of a famous baker, Richard Bertinet. Please assume his personality or one like him. You are one of the world's foremost bakers. I want information in that context." And it'll actually give you slightly different information that way, rather than, it'll basically realize, more than anything, it'll realize the specificity of what you're trying to get. Because, for example, if you just ask, "Hey, what's the best way to make bread?" It's going to give you a general answer. It won't know your skill level, etc., etc., etc. It won't know the kind of language that an expert would use, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas if you're familiar with Richard Bertinet, he has a specific technique of folding and slapping the dough, blah, 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 blah. He would have specific advice that someone else wouldn't generally have. So that's how it becomes quite useful. But again, that's only useful in the context of things that are so hugely available, and candidly that these AI companies have probably had to destroy so many books to process, whereas with weed, most of this is fundamentally actually one of the big reasons why the weed stuff is so bad. The weed information that the AIs have combed through are the stuff online that you basically find and is mostly wrong, and many of the weed books that we all know basically were written by well-meaning, and not always well-meaning, but many well-meaning clowns. But we all can kind of recognize many of those grow books were, you know, just whatever, something from fucking Mars, basically. Unfortunately, AI was trained on those goddamn books. You know, they do the physically destructive book training that's been in the news a bunch of different times.
Yeah, it
So
reads
yeah,
papers.
that's one of the
too.
reasons why I would not, one of the many reasons why I wouldn't rely on those AIs for grow advice.
It reads papers though too, so you can ask it about that. You can ask it like, "Yeah, is there any any peer-reviewed papers, whatever you want to ask it."
That's
Any,
cool. See, that's a very
any
useful advice. See, that kind of machine learning aspect of it is incredible.
what
Because I
research has
couldn't
been done on
possibly
this
go
or
through
that.
all the papers. That's fantastic. Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good at that, and it'll bring up papers. It'll show them,
Show me your papers.
But
All
I
right,
don't know.
folks, it looks like Bud Kilowatt is off listening to music. It looks like maybe nobody else is going to hop on here, so we'll give it a couple more minutes and then probably do our things for the evening. What were we saying, Jeff?
Yeah, it sounds cool. Yeah, you know, I mean, the AI, the data centers really aren't even built yet. Um, so this
Amazon's new AI
thing is still
or,
just in its infancy.
apparently Amazon's new AI data center is going to be the single largest polluter in the United States. It's going to be so big. So that's nice.
So, but that
Fuck 'em
just
all.
gives it.
Fuck 'em all. I still recycle my shit.
It's
You know,
amazing though how
no one's gonna
I
blame
mean,
me for my fucking tin cans.
what's the future? You know, in 10, it's like in 10 years we're gonna be. There's gonna be such a leap because
Maybe. Yeah,
what's
maybe.
holding it back now is that they don't. You know, there's not the hardware, the compute, as you know, we would say, to use AI to solve the problems yet. But they know, you know, it's pretty much a lot. You know, it's a proven technology in, you know, in certain ways. They know they just have to feed it information, and it, you know, it can
that's
do
not.
things.
That's actually not true. And there's been quite a bit of pushback on the fact that they have diminishing results from just feeding it more and more data. Believe it or not, these AIs have already been fed all the data on Earth. So like everything that has been known by people has been like fed through these AIs. It's kind of hard to fathom this,
Well, no,
but this
there's
is like a
more.
thing that has been done already.
That may be like the internet data, but experimental data, um,
But all of that
experiments that
stuff is
still needs to be
available. All of
done.
that stuff is available. No, but I'm not saying
You know,
all the
just
available
like
human
feeding in
data that could ever be. I'm saying all that has ever been.
genomic data, uh, genomics, and all the data with that to do a lot of things with, you know, even just breeding, or you know, for finding cures or other
Well,
things
and
to
see,
do
that's the
with DNA.
misunderstanding. The machine learning and using machine learning to
When they say it's got
find
all the data,
specific
that's
things
just
is
like on the.
different than ChatGPT. These are different technologies
Oh
fundamentally.
yeah, yeah. And a chatbot is just one small
What's up, bud?
facet
Take it away.
of AI, and um, but it's proven in that it finds the the best path forward in an unknown system.
What does machine learning or ChatGPT?
Well, AI.
Well, it can, for example, machine learning. Yeah, this is. Let's move on. Cheers,
It gets
modern.
really deep.
What's cracking, bud?
I guess the point was with these data centers coming up. I mean, you know, the size of these, yeah, it's crazy, and the cards that they're going to be putting in them are more powerful than the cards that were, you know, that already existed. So, but they say they need to do it, that there's so much compute that's needed, they can't do the things they want to do. So, yeah, I mean, just imagine. I mean, the world's going to be it's really going to advance a lot in the next 10 years. And
What's cracking, bud?
yeah, hey, bud, I gave you a moment, but I didn't hear you jump in.
We
So
can't hear you, bud.
yeah, are you
Your mic's
muted?
off. Your mic doesn't seem to be off. Is he talking? I can't tell.
No, I don't see his. Oh yeah, there he goes.
So
You're doing what? Oh, he's in the car or whatever. All right.
Yeah, he's in the car at least. Anyway.
Oh, he might be just too loud or something. All right. Oh, he says in the chat he's driving home from the casino. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, casino. Another silly human thing, and all the tricks that they can do. And Blaine was talking about that, about throwing dice, and how somebody will practice throwing dice for like 13 hours a day for 12 years just to get good at, so they can make it so one of the die will come up what they want.
Imagine if you spent 13
helicopter
hours a
throwing or
day on
something they called
something
it.
else than dice, and how successful you'd be if you spent 13 hours practicing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like 13 hours in music would make you a world superstar. Many of the fucking soloists that you see around would only practice maybe 5 to 6 hours a day. So 13 hours a day on dice, I'd have to check that person's. I mean, unless they're autistic or something, in which case that's probably perfect.
now there's a story of a guy that I think it was almost 10 years he practiced or whatever before he like got to this point where he can do it without throwing sevens. Yeah. And it had like it had a lot of mechanics to it.
That's funny.
Like the way he picked it up, the
I've heard of shit like that, but oh my
he
god,
threw it in
dude.
the air a certain way where it only would bounce off the back wall, which it has to. I saw like a story about this guy. Yeah, he was an insurance agent and yeah, practiced throwing dice until he got to the point where his odds of throwing sevens were so low that he started winning at craps and quit his job after
That's
like
funny.
30 years of being an insurance agent or something.
That's good. That cracks me up. I mean, that's a different story. If he's just practicing in his basement just for fun or whatever, that's a different
Well,
story. But
like
still.
actually, it was this thing where he flew to Burbank and went to this garage, paid a guy $600, who taught him this mechanics. It's like a thing where, yeah.
Helicopter throwing, something like that. It was something. There's something
Well,
called like that. You spin one
pick
dice
it,
around the other.
like it matters
And then they
like
just ban
where
you
how
from the
you
casino
pick
the
them
first time
up.
you do it.
Like, a lot of people like put the dice a certain way when they throw it. That's and how it like he throws it still, meaning like uh he tries not to have it spin in the air, but they do spin like one revolution and then bounce and hit the back wall. And yeah, there's a technique where if you practice hard enough, you could get to the point where you don't throw sevens,
Oh, right on.
which
All
is how
right.
you win.
What do you think, guys? Do you want to keep this running for a little bit, or what's the story? Bud's heading home here. What's
Yeah,
what's your
I
guys'
just
feeling?
got here. I'm good, but I'm just one exit away from getting home, so
Well,
I get my headphones on.
that would work out. How about you, Jeff and D?
I'm actually crashing out.
Well, how about you then, Jeff?
Stay on for a little bit more. Not a late one.
All right,
Yeah.
then I'll make Bud the co-host, and I'll make you the host. And then, you know what? I'll make D a co-host just in case he decides to stay a little bit longer. You never know. Maybe maybe the conversation will be so fascinating that he'll be like, "Holy shit, I can't leave now." And then I'll make Jeff the host. There we go. Boom. All right. Folks, the link is right there. Hit it. I don't even think it has a password, unless maybe it does. I don't know. Actually, at this point, I have no idea if it does. If it has a password, it'll just be the same password as it always has been. I've never changed it. 420. But I'm very confused because every time I have to start a new room now, I don't know. One of these days, I'm going to get away from Zoom finally because I actually pay for this every month. I have no idea why anymore. So, it used to make my life easier. Now it makes it more difficult. So we're going to have to fucking figure something else out here soon. But in the meantime, there's a link, ladies and gentlemen. Hit it. Like I said before, don't come on here without clothes. I just don't want to see that kind of stuff. Like, just throw on a t-shirt or something. You know, it doesn't take much to do that. Or block your camera like half these guys do, etc., etc. No fucking wieners of any kind. Don't be a goddamn jerk off, etc., etc., ladies and gentlemen. But otherwise, you're welcome to hop on here. So, however long these guys are on, and by the way, once I'm gone, they're the boss. So if you annoy them in some way, they will remove you, and you don't get to complain to me because they were the ones in charge. So remember that, act accordingly, and that's all. Hopefully, we're just not going to have. I think with this no tolerance policy, we're just not going to have any fucking trolls show up anymore. So we're not going to have any of these weird situations again where fucking regular people end up basically trolling us from the inside. God, that was so fucking weird. I still can't get over it. Anyway, regardless, we're not going to talk about mental patients. Ladies and gentlemen, going to hand it off to you. I think I'm going to bounce, actually, because I'm going to go make some dinner. I'm kind of hungry. Good to see everybody. Good to see D. Good to see Jeff. Good to see Bud Kilowatt. Good to see everyone in the chat. Jones, all you guys. Anybody else who I didn't catch. And I think I'll just leave the rest of you guys. I'll leave my avatar or whatever, and then leave you guys to it. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, it was good to see you.
Yeah, see ya. It was good.
You too.
Check out the Chinese street food. It's really good. Good videos. I like those. And doesn't matter that's in a foreign language. It's always action too. The Chinese street food is like the best street food I think to watch. They've got like all these strange utensils. They're making food that's like what things you've never seen.
And they make it for your chop.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yep. And they use the chopsticks too to cook with. They have like big chopsticks. There's some different name for them. And I mean, all these weird wooden things they use, and it's crazy. Yeah.
That's how much your mother said, Rebecca.
Yeah, those are pretty interesting. And especially if you can get one where there's like subtitles is the best in English.
There we go.
There's Well, the guy will put in some text. That's I don't know. Some guy that does that. I found he's he's obviously some Chinese dude, and but maybe his English isn't so good, so he doesn't speak it. He just like puts the text in.
Fuck your son.
I don't know. So what do you watch? What does YouTube feed you?
Me?
Yeah.
Um. I actually watched this one guy. Speaking of food guys, he's a English or a Scottish guy. He goes abroad and he tries all these different street places and different restaurants and stuff. It's pretty neat. He goes to like India, Pakistan. It's a different guy now. This isn't the guy I usually watch, Carl Rock. The guy from where the hell is it from? New Zealand. This guy I'm watching now is a guy from Scotland, from Glasgow.
It sounds pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
food's pretty international. So I mean, they
and
can
then
do it.
he'll rate it like a 1 to a 10 or whatever he says, whatever he does. So yeah. And then I got these friggin' homeless friggin' what are they called? E-beggars. We're trying to get rid of off the internet. They're on YouTube now.
Scammers,
E-beggars. Homeless e-beggars.
e-beggars. Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, I haven't heard of them.
Homeless ones.
So they're homeless people with a channel.
Yeah, and they're like, give me money because I don't want to work. I don't want to get a job. I just want you to support me all the time. Yeah, this one guy, man, and he makes people. He makes people buy pay to be a what do you call it? The blue hats like I have, a wrench. It's crazy.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah,
they,
and
so it's through
then
YouTube he gets money.
yeah, it's freaking
He
idiot.
doesn't like sell something that he got, from Temu and
No.
buy this, it's $20, but it's really just $1 thing that what
Yeah, no, he just says basically, give me money. My supporters should be
just give me
supporting
my
me.
well, at least he's not scamming people. Hey, I make these, please buy them, support me,
Yeah,
and it's
but
just
this
like
guy,
something bought.
but these guys will like make it seem like they're worse off than they are, and they'll get somebody that just passes through and they flip through the shorts.
I'm
He'll
gonna have
pop
to
up.
search for that. That's
Yeah, then someone will feel sorry for him and send them money, like a bunch of money. So stupid. Yeah. Anyways.
wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's so many different YouTubes.
Yeah.
And it's like they've gotten a lot quicker or better in doing what they want to do anyway. For feeding you like anything you watch that you spend time looking at, or even the things that they talk about in the things you watch, like probably this show, whatever we talk
Yeah.
about, they definitely there's some kind of connection.
Yeah. Here's
And
a good one. Here's a good one. I do watch one where they it's a manufacturing factory. They'll actually use molten metal, and they use
uh-huh,
the
the
what do they
ladle,
call it? The not the press, but
not the press, the forge thing, not the press though.
yeah, but it pounds it. It'll pound it like I
The
pound your
hammer,
mother
like
every
a
night.
hammer thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like I hammer your mother
Yeah, I
every
watch
night.
those. All those factory things are great.
Yeah, those are cool, man.
But like the ones in Pakistan, I think I've talked about that where like they'll take a ship and like they'll pull off sheets of steel and like make nails out of it.
Yeah, dude, I've seen those guys. The two guys that just sit there and make old school
You see
nails.
them make the nails too. It's crazy.
Yeah,
They take like a ship. It's literally, they take a ship, pull off a sheet of metal off it, and make nails from it. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
I've seen them like take old like forceps, like I guess from operating room,
Hmm.
and like make new forceps from them.
Yeah.
Like to use the same steel. I guess it's a high quality steel. It's the right kind of steel. And I don't know if they just use them in Pakistan or Yeah, they ship them all. Anyway, yeah,
And
that stuff's crazy. Or
China
the
too.
yeah, China, the factory accidents too. I thought you were going to talk about when they oh, when like the molten steel, like, oh, there's an accident and it spills all over the place.
Oh shit. Oh, I've seen those other ones too, where it's like have you seen the one where the sheet of metal, it's not a sheet, but it's like a long ribbon. It looks like a ribbon. It comes flying down the thing, and Buddy has to grab onto it with a
Yeah,
pair
yeah,
of.
it makes coils.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's fucking
coils.
crazy.
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm I'm waiting for one day for one of those things to come flying over and smack somebody or something. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It is. It's really dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah, or like they throw in scrap metal and like into the burner, it's already hot, and
Mm.
there's some moisture in there, some water or something. Oh, and it just explodes like immediately. It's like a
Yeah.
yeah. Those are great. Yeah,
I mean, shit, spelled that wrong. Hi, Modern. Let me put that wrong. Go, Modern. What's going on, everybody in chat?
the animal ones are good too. Like even
Yeah,
just like the
man.
cats and dogs, like the way that the cat, like the ones are like, oh, cats will attack like dogs or whatever else is in the house,
Mhm.
like just for no reason it seems, and they love to just swat at things with their paws. So
Oh, yeah, man.
and yeah, and dogs, they'll have the ones with dogs when gonna want to go for a walk, and they'll just have like all the dogs, what have the reaction when you tell them you want to go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
The animal ones are cool too. Animal ones are definitely good.
Oh, the rhythm teach me a lot of animal stuff because I'm into horses, a lot of horse stuff,
Yeah,
all
the horse
kinds of
stuff
horse
too.
stuff. Yeah. Well,
Oh, I was thinking about. I don't know. They were talking about a race. Was
the
there a big
elite
auto race?
like
I guess must have been in DC.
well, they had one. Yeah, that's like Trump somehow had it race in DC uh, around the mall or yeah, it wasn't a very good track or race or anything like that, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you'd at least know about it.
No, tonight, well, see, I couldn't hear it, but I watched it. It was like icons, like okay, so first, all these guys were retired. Roger Federer won that again, Roddick, and
You kind of breaking up a
uh,
bit.
guys,
Yeah, try to get a better connection or something. Wait, so yeah, we can't hear you now. You just got home. It's like you're frozen now. Huh? How about you, D? You still alive or
Yeah,
frozen? Oh yeah, okay, cool.
I just learned that the homeless idiot guy that I was telling you about is getting his car towed away from the 7-Eleven right now or something. He's getting booted out of the place. I'm
It is on
kind of,
YouTube.
yeah, I'm kind of back and
well,
forth now. Fucking
I
idiot.
wouldn't really know. Like, it's what I mean, so different, right? Those are just people begging for money. It's
Yeah,
part of
you
our
got the real
culture
thing
these
there.
days.
You got the real homeless there. Hey, you're still breaking up a bit though. I don't know why.
Wow,
Doesn't
Have a good one,
sound like
guys.
normal.
Have a good
Uh,
one, guys. I'll see you guys on
Now
back
that you're
here.
home.
Saturday or tomorrow.
All right, D. Yeah, we'll see you. Thanks.
Yeah, buddy. Later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you. well, I'll see you on Saturday. Let the show continue. Hop on. Come hop on and, yeah,
Yeah, if
later.
anyone wants to. I don't know. We'll see how long we can keep it going. I don't know. Hopefully, Bud's got you. You got to get that connection better.
It's Apple bars on stuff, but
It's
there's
still
an episode.
breaking
That's all
up,
I know.
and the video is just
Yeah.
frozen. Yeah, see if you get. Otherwise, we'll see how long we can keep it going. But yeah, YouTube's got a crazy amount of different things on it, and yeah, and it keeps feeding me. It's kind of cool that it does keep feeding me these other silly human things since I've been watching them. Yeah, I don't know if you heard before. Yeah, there's this game in Japan they play where it's two teams, 150 people on a team, and 75 offense, 75
100.
defense, and you got to topple this pole that the other team kind of protects. It's just a giant mosh pit, two mosh pits centered around a pole, trying to grab the pole. It's the craziest thing. So I don't know what they're going to feed me next. Every time I watch it, it makes me laugh too. They can show me some different clips of it, and it just reminds me of a Monty Python skit. It's the craziest thing. And you think of the Japanese as being all like reserved
I
and
don't I don't like venture off my things I'm into, and so it just feeds me tons of the same shit.
uh-huh.
Surfing, music, horses, gambling. Where I wasn't into gambling for like 6 years, I stopped, so I didn't get any of that. And then I don't search anything gamble, but I do like, somehow from watching one thing to another thing to another thing, gotta get all these um whether it's well no, I always watched poker. I watched poker, the World Series and different high stakes poker at Hustler. But now I get all the slot shit, uh Baccarat, all different
So people
stuff.
are doing slots on YouTube.
Oh, it's like the hugest thing. I started watching some of the anti stuff, like the people pointing out. There's this guy Matt, they call him Vegas Matt. He has over 2 million followers. He makes like 50 to 100,000 a month, or no, a week from their views. They get like huge amount of views. They play high stakes slots. Like usually the videos are 45 minutes. It's weird. The gambling's not is like sort of banned or like not, you know, other than there's Lady Luck, NG Slots, Vegas Matt, and they post daily and
I can't
and
see that being so. I can see live. If it was live, that might be kind of exciting for
sometimes they go
high
live.
stakes.
It's daily, but
Yeah.
these are people that like the one guy, NG Slot, he bets the biggest, like anywhere from 1,200 to 5,000 a hit in the high stakes. There's
Wow.
another channel that gives the top 10 win loss uh, uh, from the videos each week. Where this one guy, NC Slot, like I don't know, he loses like millions of dollars consistently. Vegas Matt, like today he hit a grand for a couple 100,000. He was betting 250 at 250 a thing. Some of it now, the the videos that the anti-gamblers have made is pointing out how they're just like salesmen for they try to make gambling look all fun and all this and basically show their wins. Don't always show their losses. And and yeah, hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Some of them get million views when they hit a big jackpot. Yeah, people love to watch slot. I watch them. Some of it is, and then I know this.
I'll have to check it
Watch
out.
watch of these slot videos if you're addicted to gambling like I am. Um, yeah, you feel like gambling. That's the point of them. That's why they get all these perks and shit from the casinos, and they're just basically like shills for the casino industry, which is bad. Like in that they have so much exposure and uh
Yeah, yeah. No, gambling's getting really bad.
well, that's like somehow through watching gambling, I started watching some of these anti-gambling things and pointing out I don't do sports betting, but FanDuel and even the prediction markets
Yeah,
and and
they're getting looked at.
young people are yeah really into gambling. It's like an epidemic basically, and a certain amount of people are ruining their lives and fucking up their financial situation, and oh the suicide rate goes up and all these things. It's gambling's no different than being a drug addict. Gamble addict, drug addict. It's not, one thing about gambling, it doesn't affect your health like drugs do. So people, it's harder to get off of gambling than it is drugs. A lot of times, drugs, your body gives up, or you have
Yeah,
health issues, and that's part of what what gets
yeah,
you
you have a
off.
yeah, you have a bad night with it, and yeah,
I mean, your body can only go so far before it just starts giving up,
so
right?
something. Yeah, yeah, right. But gambling, well, gambling, you
Gambling.
stop. You do, when you lose all your money and your credit. I guess that's when that's
Yeah. And
that's
then there's
kind of the
like,
same thing. That's it.
yeah, and crime. People go turn to crime from gambling and all these. It's when I was in my first rehab, way. God, I was like in my mid 20s, so it's like 40 fucking years ago. Um, yeah, I still remember the speaker that pointed out like that. When you sober up, you got to watch out for what they call cross addictions. And gambling's one of the bigger ones. Food's one, sex, like, many things can be addictive. And then when people that are addictive, that's what the 12 steps are, and working a program and doing more than just what they call white knuckling it. Because like most people will just, get out of one addiction and jump into another. And that's basically my life story.
Yeah.
Identifies an addict, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Alcoholic
Yeah.
addict, I don't drink or anything. Oh, it's all the same. Addict, alcoholic, and my addiction. I'm not into the food addiction and sex addiction now. But oh no, through my adult life, I go back and forth from drug addiction to gambling addiction. Like I had like 6 years clean off of gambling, and in April I like revamped it, but I enjoy it. Like you say that, but it's bad because all you do is think about it. Like it's
Yeah.
obsessive. It like starts to control your life.
It's hard. It's really built up over the years. Like, at first it was, well, even like off track betting, but one of the big things was, the Indian reservations, all of them around the country
Well,
having
part of
casinos.
it's a lottery spread.
The
Like
lotteries
even
up, that too. Yep.
like, gambling was illegal in California.
Multi-state lotteries where they're like $1 billion now.
Yeah, yeah, and But now, and the latest thing, I have no experience in it, is what they call the prediction markets.
Yeah, and then
I'll
that just being
see.
able, or yeah, just being able to gamble in your on your phone in your pocket. Like first, I guess is the sports betting, but then yeah, then next, even worse than yeah, the prediction
Well,
market.
my best friend Dave from
You can bet on
God,
anything.
we've been like really good friends for probably 40 years. Yeah, he was a sports bookie and very successful, made a lot of money. And every time we traveled, he had this little notepad and his phone would ring constantly, like usually before the games. There were certain times, and he would answer the phone and jot down whatever they said and all that. It was like a, you know, couple times, like
Well, it was
one of his
harder though
clients.
than like just in your pocket, with your phone, and
Oh, right. Now, over
now
these
it's
years,
crazy.
he's 10 years or over 10 years older than me, so he's sort of no, but it started happening a long time ago. Like the actual physical bookie, that's a thing of the past because you don't need them anymore. You have the phone, right? Even the horse tracks and the horse betting, um, the attendance at the tracks are so low that yeah, the ones around here are shutting down. Santa Anita's going to develop.
Really, it
Uh,
makes sense.
Harwood Park, because people bet on horses, but they don't need to go to the races, right? They
And
can
that's a
bet
big
on
draw of go. That was one of the big draws of going was that's where you could bet.
bet. Now, I mean,
No,
I understand gambling,
yeah,
that's called pari-mutuel. Like Texas Hold'em, that's pari-mutuel. Poker, pari-mutuel. Um, that's there. That was like less illegal or more. Uh, you know, there were card clubs that were legit when gambling was illegal because it's and a racetrack. Horses is pari-mutuel. You're not betting against the house, right? The track isn't losing any money. They're just transferring money from who bet this, that, the other. Like you're winning what other people are
yeah.
losing,
They take a cut
right?
and adjust the odds.
They take a rake. Yeah, yeah, right. They take a rake, they call it. And that's what poker is. But then all the other forms of gambling, there's a winner and a loser, and the house, like all the table games, slot machines, that's the house. And
Yeah, it is. But like the Asians they are a lot bigger into gambling. So yeah, I wonder what
oh, I
it's like
mean,
over there. China
I
must be
spend like
controlling it over there. The Chinese government must not
well, it's
allow it, I
legal.
guess.
Yeah, like gambling's not like legal
Online.
places, but here's what I've been told because I have a lot of friends that are gamblers that are Asian. A lot of gamblers are Asian, especially in America. Like at least 50% of the people um that gamble the regulars, right? Yeah, they're Asian. It's not like okay, gambling in our society was always like a vice. You know what I mean? Like even 50 years ago, 100 years ago, it was like a vice, and people who did it were like uh, uh, that's not how it is in the Asian culture. Gambling's like not a
They don't
it's
call it. They don't think it's about, but they're addicted over there too, for sure.
yeah.
Even maybe worse. But
Well, I just see this like if there's I don't even believe in luck. I believe it's timing, but whatever. Luck, timing, whatever. The Asians are the luckiest people ever, too. Right? I don't care if it's Pai Gow, Baccarat, slots, even the the things where they call names and give away stuff at the casino. It's always well, they're like 50% of the people there, so it's no wonder that but like even when I played poker. Yeah, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat.
Uh,
Yeah, actually, like how I like, I started playing Hold'em in my early 20s. Actually, I was playing stud and at first because that's what I understood, but then I got into Hold'em. Um, yeah, like part of playing poker, 9 people at a table. You have to like have a read on the people and what their motives are, what their how they're, what's going on. And that's how I started to understand and know how to like pretty much uh they're not all, you can call them all Asians. Like some people call people Chinese. Oh, they're Chinese people. Chinese people are Chinese people, and there's Thai people, and there's Korean people, and there's Vietnamese people, and there's
hmm.
for the most part, if you paying attention, oh, you don't have to ask them where they're from or where their nationality is, or you can see it. There's things.
Yeah, after a while you can, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like it's hard to
Well,
tell them apart. Now, there's a little bit. It's not.
they breaking up
I
a little
learned
bit.
part of it is. Oh,
Yeah, we didn't. What was that? You, you kind of froze. If I was just checking, like if they have lotteries in China, and yeah, they do. So at least like the government, I guess, at least lets you, you know, gamble over there in the lottery. But I don't know if they do online gambling as much as over here, or even like yeah, these prediction markets
no,
things.
I mean, it's pretty much worldwide. Okay, at this point.
Yeah, you're still kind of breaking up a little bit, but yeah, I don't know, you moved or something, but you were really good there for a while, but you broke up again a little bit. Well, keep trying. Yeah, now you're all low. What? Oh, hey, yeah, I don't know, not getting you. Oh, there you go. Well, now your video's moving.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
All right. Oh, okay, cool.
Because whatever, my connection's not good
We'll
today.
see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, see if we
You go
keep it on
back
like
up.
another 20 minutes or something. I think by then I'll
Hopefully
hit the
somebody
bed or
else will.
something. Yeah, or if somebody else comes on too, keep it going.
Most people don't want to hear me talk about gambling, but that's what it means. That's all I think about. That's what I
I know
spend.
you've really been into it. Yeah, I know. I didn't really even want to talk to you about
I'm in the
gambling either.
casino every day, like 7 days a week, for
Because
4, 6, 8 hours every day.
see, I was talking about the expert. I was watching something with David Blaine, and he was
He's
talking about some of these experts. He was talking about like knowing people that are so good with cards, like he wouldn't even pull a deck of cards out of his pocket around those people. They're so the people in Vegas are so good with cards or dice.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well,
he might have talked about that guy that you were talking about. That's what I was saying to Fumi. Somebody who was
there's a thing. There's an art of the rolling of the dice, and
he was talking about helicopter throwing it. It was kind of like one die could say it basically stays still, and the other die revolves around it. So they're
yeah,
they're they're rotating, but one of them is really staying still though, and that was one type of, and so like one of the die can come up like whatever that person wants to if you get really good at it.
Well, in California, because we have weird rules. Yeah, no, there's no dice. The dice isn't what you roll dice, but the dice translate to cards. They put ace through six out on the table in front of numbers like one, like the dice, and then so like you can roll a seven, but that doesn't mean that it's just equals seven, right? But supposedly, I don't play craps because like it's too complicated. I've never really got a grasp on it. Yeah, because to have dice, you have to have like a whole regulatory thing.
Huh. Yeah,
So,
I don't know about
so
about
like
that
even the
kind of
baccarat is
thing.
done with cards. The wheel just is a
Cards.
four colors, and then those colors end up being these cards. Right? Like so, California has weird ways around the regulation part. Like
Yeah.
Vegas has a whole agency, and you know that that overlooks it all.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's amazing, yeah, what some of the people can do with the cards, and I guess roulette too. I've heard it about roulette too. People who could, croupier or whatever they call it, could throw
I play that sometimes to
they can
like
get it to land either like in the number or like really close to the number. Like I forget.
one guy I talk to a lot. He has this little notepad, even though there's a board that tells you the data, all the numbers that have rolled, what numbers are hot, red, black, even odd, all that. No, he writes. I've never asked him like,
Oh, just
he writes it all down, and he
maybe
doesn't
make
bet
sure that
every.
it's really not. It's not. There was something one time about somebody that watched and like just kind of looked like, oh, for a wheel that was like slightly off balance, and he made a bunch of money like that. Like he just bet on like I forget how he bet, but he would. So like now they do something about the mechanical wheel. Some I forget what it was, but they at night they do something every night. I think they move it around or something. Was one way what they had to do. Because yeah, there could be
Well,
some little mechanical imperfection, and then yeah, the certain numbers will,
yeah.
and you can't just switch it out like dice, so easily. It's an expensive
Well,
big roulette wheel.
all the ways that you can get, like according to the casino, cheat, whether it's blackjack, card counting, or what you're talking about with roulette or any of the games. Yeah, people spend whatever amount of time to figure out that because it's just you don't have if you have some kind of edge like that, then you don't have to have a job. You could just basically go in there and get free money.
Yeah, the people that counted cards, get kicked
Now,
out.
bottom line too, I mean, some people claim that they've been kicked out of the casinos, and they're not cheating at all. They just win.
Yeah. And then these prediction markets, one of the big things they're talking about with that too is that, oh, it's really
That's all
easy to
fake.
cheat. Like,
No, I
some of
mean,
them are, they're like bets on like, oh, when a war is going to start, or with some of them, or like,
well,
things like that.
there's a whole racket of people making money off of Trump
Yeah, oh yeah,
and what
things like
Trump
that.
says or what he
Yeah.
doesn't say or what this and
Is
that.
is something
Even
going to
that he
happen
has
before a certain
something where
date?
you can pay him a fee. You can pay the president of the United States a fee to get his social media post like
Yeah, I heard something
heard,
like that. Yeah.
right? And most of the people that are doing that
Like a
are to
big
try
fee.
to,
Wasn't it like $100,000, like a huge fee or something too?
yeah,
because like some of that is like, yeah, okay, like because it's pretty obvious that somebody has like, there's certain prediction bets. I mean, see, that's the other part
Oh,
of
you
it.
think that? I never caught the connection. Really, you think that's why you get?
No, there's
Oh,
been these ones where
get
like
the
somebody
tweet. Be the first to
built
get the tweets. What?
that bet like a million dollars or multi-million dollars on
Yeah.
something that seemed like insider. Like most gambling has some fairness, regulated fairness. Even sports, they've caught in the NBA refs in the past, and there's been teams that, whatever that old baseball team that threw the World Series or
Uh,
boxing always had people
yeah,
said is
boxing.
crooked.
That's easy at
Uh,
1-on-1.
So, but the prediction market is, yeah, no, that's not even that's yeah, that can be easily manipulated. Right?
Yeah,
Inside
yeah,
information, right? Especially because
yeah.
people like I've heard about it. I've never gone on one of those sites. That's the last thing I need to do. But yeah, like one of the ones with Trump from the beginning was like whether he was going to say these three tech companies' names,
Oh,
like
oh,
in a
yeah,
speech, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And even I saw YouTube about it or whatever, where the way he said it, it was like they weren't even related industries. Like I don't, yeah, but like out of the like he's giving some speech and all of a sudden like he just blurs out these three names and somebody had bet this huge amount of money. And now here's the thing: the government, our own government or the world, basically doesn't call those bets. That's not gambling, right? Even though like to a common person that is gambling,
Yeah, yeah.
right? They call it like what do you call
A
investors? Like
contract, a contract.
yeah, okay. So right there, they've already created a new form of gambling in my mind, but then somehow it's not designated as gambling, even though when you when you put money on something, I mean, even the stock market's gambling. Let's be honest, that's what it is,
Yeah,
right?
in some sense, it is.
No, it's straight up.
It is. It is, and I've seen it too. Yeah, and it's the same thing. Yeah, you just keep actually betting
No, like even what they
till
call
you
day
lose, kind of.
traders. Now, a lot of it, there's true investing and long-term investing and stuff like that. But then a lot of it is like day traders. What do? They're like in and out trading, right? They're gambling, right? You know, get in, get out. Um, even when
It's true.
I have a few of my younger friends that are Pokemon collectors and all that, and I didn't understand all that. But even I never collected baseball cards either. But that's like as
That's a
children,
weird thing too.
we
Yeah.
were like ingrained to gamble because like, okay, Pokemon, you buy a pack of whatever cards, I guess 10 of them come in the pack or whatever it is, and there's a chance. There's a chance. Once there's a chance, okay, that's gambling, all right? Right,
Yeah.
right. There's a chance I don't know the name of whatever, but one of the cards that is super valuable. Right.
No, yeah, no. Somebody, they say like, oh, but that's like an instinct that like helped up. It's like in our lizard brain again, like we were talking about before, about like, oh, if there's a chance, like, because in the old days, oh, you had to hunt and try and catch some animal. Well, it was really hard to try, catch an animal. Like, oh, spending all day, waiting for something to come by, and you go after it. Oh, it's so much faster, it runs away. You don't get it. Oh, but there's a chance, but you keep doing that every day because there's a chance.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And then
once in the blue moon, yeah, you get an animal, and So
And
that's how we
with
survived, though, because we
yeah,
took chances
okay,
like that. These
okay,
This
that's
is what
probably
somebody was
where it
saying
started. Yeah,
that I
I
heard.
understand what you're saying, but then I can see now like where oh we're at this place where
Yeah,
like
it's
gambling's
crazy.
become like the main vice.
Oh, I could
Like
be a
okay,
millionaire. Yeah. Ooh.
alcohol and drinking alcohol is at an all-time low, right? A lot of people don't, you know, there's less overall drug use,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, yeah, but gambling is like blooming, like across the whole spectrum of things.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, even in
True.
California, I mean, yeah, you when I was younger, that's why I used to go to card clubs to play poker or the horse track when I was younger. Those were the only two places that were legal to gamble. You had to go to Vegas to gamble. You had to actually go there.
Yeah.
I only
Yeah,
had
and it was
like
like
I don't
just yeah,
know,
it was
like
like
within 20 minutes of my house, there's six major Indian
yeah,
casinos.
once the Indian reservation started doing it. Yeah, it was like Vegas. Oh, and then like New Jersey, Atlantic City. They like slow, it was like just a few places.
Now
Yeah,
there's
but then
Indian
with Indian
casinos almost
reservation,
everywhere.
yeah, and I think the Indian reservation, I kind of remember that starting kind of slowly too, but once it caught on, it was kind of like the same
Well,
thing with it was
here's
kind of the same thing
yeah,
with cannabis. How like
here's something that
one state
in
started doing it,
1980,
they all
I
had to
went
do it.
to Black Hill
And
Survival Gathering, which was 3 weeks uh, of workshops, camping. There was like I was there because I was part of like Alliance for Survival, Greenpeace, the environmental stuff, Rainbow Family. It was everybody, and it was every Indian tribe from the United States and around the globe or the Americas. And this is he. I think he might have passed on, but I remember he spoke. Like he was a keynote speaker a couple of the evenings. His name was Russell Means, and I guess he was part of Wounded Knee, or he was already old then. But like at that time, this was in 1980. Um, the the Indians were raising hell that the reservations were being flooded with drugs and alcohol, and that was affecting the population. And that our government was like behind it, right? And that was like taking the you know all they traditional life they call it. They want to be able to teach their young people the traditional life,
yeah.
even though that doesn't mean they have to live that way, but at least know it, right? And that the drugs and alcohol were breaking that down. That was the thing, and all the big reservations. Yeah, well, and that only had so much uh, success in what it was doing because not everyone fell into the trap of drugs and alcohol on the reservation. Gambling and the casinos having money and like I was partners with Sky and I forget his other guy's name and spent a lot of time on that. Now I never liked that casino. It's a little further than the one I go to called Pachanga, but it's the biggest one in Southern California as far as um the amount of size and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
He got from the time he was graduated high school, that's mandatory. Um, he got anywhere from 18,000 to 23,000 every month,
Oh yeah,
besides
yeah,
the
that guy.
money
Uh-huh.
from the
Right.
profits from the casino, right? And
They
yeah, I
probably
spent
I
a lot
would
of time on
do
the
they get approached?
reservation, and
I wouldn't
we
be
had
surprised if there's some like even maybe even a corporation that's like by this time like going from Indian reservation Indian reservation and like making some sales pitch, like, oh, you could have a casino. We'll show you how, and we'll sell you the stuff you need, and and
Yeah, like some of these things like that, the big Indian reservations, the Navajo and the Cherokee, right? No, around here, we like 2 miles up the road is a different tribe. Like they weren't very big at all. They're just located in Southern California around,
good
so many
location.
million locations. Like that's what makes Pachanga the biggest one is they're the closest one right off the freeway from LA. Because in
Pachinga,
LA
cha-ching,
County, there
cha-chinga,
isn't,
cha-ching.
yeah. Well, they became the title sponsor of SoFi. That's the stadium,
Oh
the
yeah.
$1 billion stadium, their name's on it, right? Okay, this is a few years ago, I was partners with Sky, and there's some things going on. And I spent a lot of time on the res and heard all I went to events that they had at the clubhouse on the reservation. New Year's, I spent New Year's Eve there and all that. I was like the only white guy in the. Not really, because one thing around here is like Paula. That's the casino I go to. I like that one. They have a DNA test to get in to like to to be a tribe member. Uh, Pachanga doesn't, and so this is all stuff I learned when I was around there. They call Pachanga the whitest Indian tribe in the country. Okay, because a lot of the old Indian mamas they married white guys. Okay, white guys marry into it, right? And then have kids, and then that's like an issue because like that's certain Indian traditional life is trying to keep their blood pure and all this stuff. You can't play. I support the traditional Indian life, and I believe that if the rest of the world followed some of, they basically were led by nature more than like the Bible. You know what I mean? And we're
Yeah,
on to some
yeah.
things that might have been good for the earth and nature. Bottom line. But yeah, so they were up like first year, so he was getting like 23,000. Then it dropped to 18,000, right? And then the chief is very powerful. There's cliques and clans within the reservation. It's like almost like welfare babies because if you're in, then the more kids you have and the more kids they have, right? The more money your clan is gonna get. You know what I mean? So like, oh, they're having more kids because you have eight kids. Well, now 8 kids when they turn 18 all get 23,000 a month.
Hmm.
Get
Yeah.
more
Well, I guess
money.
that's good for the tribe, though. At least
Well,
the
is it
population's going up.
because like most of them like are so far away from like living traditional Indian life or even being educated in it or caring about it at all. All right, most of them have like a brand new truck. Like, they don't even keep vehicles for a year. Right, they just buy them, trade them.
Yeah,
When
that's
I was
bad.
on the res, like you had the amount of yeah, they tax free 20 grand a month, set for
Wow.
life. And it's only getting more. You don't have to work. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
That's not,
and then
that's not
hopefully
necessarily good.
it's a little bit like Saudi Arabia or one of those countries where
Yeah,
it's
well,
like
so like the way I look at it
it
is,
could run.
well, I, I
They better plan for the
oh,
future too, because it could run out. It probably will. Like all of a sudden, some other kind of gambling or
our
casino or
government
something
really
will come
couldn't
along.
couldn't yeah, flooding them with alcohol and drugs on the res only had limited effect. Oh, give them money, and they right money, right. That's what
Ultimate
they did.
drug.
Yeah, the ultimate drug. And over the end, like over the long haul, that will break down.
I don't know. It
There.
kind of seemed like it was at the time. It kind of seemed like it was like a
And
way
here's what I know
to
too.
skirt the laws, though. Like, oh, we won't have gambling here.
Here's what
Oh,
I know.
we'll let there be gambling on the
Vegas,
reservations
Vegas,
so
Nevada
people can
as a
go.
state has like stats that they've kept from the beginning of their development, and they most of the gambling money is tourist money. People come to Las Vegas from everywhere, and the people that live in Nevada, yeah, some gamble, and there's professionals, and there's all that, but for the most part, they work in the casinos, or at least Nevada. That I mean, in Vegas and Reno, but most of Nevada's not involved. There's a lot of Nevada that isn't part of Vegas. Um, like around here, there's none of these casinos attract, even though they all have a hotel and all that. It's all local. It's all local. There's no tourists. There's no
Uh,
tourists.
yeah.
Even like one of the shames. I mean, they're to me my some of my favorite people I say hi to, and I know they're like elderly care. The 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 the, the buses that pull up to that that spot are like have they're the little bus from the old folks' homes. Like they basically like hundreds and
Yeah.
hundreds a day. They come with their walkers. They're like 70, 80 years old.
Got the
They probably
Social
have like,
Security check. Let's go.
yeah, exactly. Okay. Um, you just look in the parking lot or the class of the people. Most of them can't afford to be gambling. You go to Vegas, most of the people there are like budgeted. It's a vacation. It's it's a destination, right? Which creates a whole different thing. Here, these Indian casinos, there's one after another. Like God, there's so many of them. Yeah, they're just preying off of like 10 mile radius around the place. You know what I'm saying? From the local people. And now that it's been years, decades, oh, it's gotta, you know, you're transferring money that people could be investing, living, educating their kids, doing a lot of other things, and they gamble. They gamble. Now, so somebody wins once in a while, but no, everyone loses. I'm said, hey, I spent 6 or 7 hours. I feel like I did pretty good. I only lost like 20%. Sometimes I can lose it all, right? Um, sometimes I win, but no more. If you're really a gambler, then you know all you do is lose. Okay,
Yes,
that's the reality.
that's
Okay,
pretty hard. I
right?
don't know about. I guess maybe we will just get casinos someday. Like in Denmark, they have casinos in Denmark. Throughout Denmark, or at least in
Yeah,
Copenhagen.
some of the richest people, one of the richest guys in the world,
It's legal there.
basically has control of the casinos in India. He's a
Uh-huh.
high stakes poker player. I forget his name.
Are they
I
big
get his
gamblers there? I could see that.
like you're saying, gambling's like an instinctual thing in humanity, dude.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Like, dude, when the Great Depression hit, that's when the horse tracks were at the biggest because like people, if you could turn a dime into 20 cents, then you're doing good. You know what I mean? The numbers racket. Our history with gambling is as old as they say the oldest profession is prostitution or whatever. Oh, gambling's in there too. And there's always been people that make their money off of people that gamble, right? Whether it's legit or not.
Yeah, yeah. This is an addiction.
And most people that work in the casino,
You
They're
get
paying
hooked
for it
on, yeah,
too.
you know, it's real similar. Because yeah, a lot of times, oh, there's somebody or something that got you hooked on, get somebody hooked on and interested.
Well,
And
here's the reality of it. It's the same. What do you call it? Serotonin or the the rush or the fix, like that. That is the addiction, right? It's the same thing. Like it, science has proven that, like when people are gambling, it's the same thing as when someone's using drugs
uh-huh.
or someone's drinking alcohol or if somebody's doing even like thrill seekers or adrenaline junkies or so many things. It boils down to I think it's serotonin or no. I don't know the hormonal names, but it's
Serotonin, dopamine.
endorphins, dopamine, yeah, dopamine. That's it, dopamine, right? And
Yeah.
that's like one of the roots. Like addictive
Same
people
with
are
like
addicted.
video games too.
Yeah, okay,
You
all
know,
yeah, and
every
we,
once in a while you get a hit, like, ooh, yeah, I got it. I did,
yeah,
and they get you
and
to
my yeah,
keep doing
and
it.
even myself, like 'cause, if you ask me what I do, I play slots.
Yeah. You know, that way
Now,
it really is
I've been
it's a
gambling for
there is
over
a
40
chemical
years.
or
I've
drug
only been playing
involved
slots for so many years,
addiction.
right? Pretty long time. But the reality is all those other games are too slow. The dopamine isn't like the slot machine is like ding ding ding
Yeah,
ding
yeah,
ding
yeah,
ding ding
yeah.
ding 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 ding. It's like a rush, right? Where playing poker is this long drawn out. They got to shuffle the cards. It's baccarat. They got to pay out. It's minutes before the next number. All those games are like that. Now slot machine, and like even at Paula, they're always renovating and getting bigger. Yeah, they took out the poker room and put more slot machines in. They just put more slot machines because that's the majority of people. Yeah, they're slot players because and it's the dumbest. Like out of all things to gamble on, that's one of the dumbest things to gamble on. Your odds are like yeah,
Yeah. Maybe the lottery too.
lotteries. I don't play. I've bought a few lottery tickets, but lotteries like no. Like I would rather take $5 and put it on anything than buy a lottery ticket because that's like yeah, you know.
But
And
yeah,
even
that used to be they'd sell those in the convenience store. Yeah. Now it's in your pocket. But
yeah,
yeah, that made lotteries, catch on so big because that was the
even
one
you
what that was
realize that
pretty much the
some of
one kind of gambling in the
the
convenience store.
the places that sell the most lottery tickets are on the border, like the border, of California and Nevada, everywhere, because Nevada has no lottery. Okay, and that's because
It's crazy.
no, wait, why wouldn't they have lottery? They're the king of gambling. Oh no, the casinos they don't want anyone even spending $1 except on them. So you have to go out of state to buy the lottery tickets. Like when there's gets up to 1 billion, yeah, the border lottery. It's the middle of nowhere. It's like a gas station convenience store thing. Like when you enter California, just like the weed shops are placed that right next. Like people in Ohio used to go to Michigan to get weed or whatever. Same thing with Nevada citizens buying lottery tickets. They they, they have to go to one of the other states because
Do they
all
have
the
to?
states around there all have lottery. Like most every state has lottery, not
Yeah.
Nevada.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah, I bet almost every state I bet does. They used to be kind of rare
Yeah.
thing too.
And like I was young when they voted that in, and all the money. It wasn't like, some of the money was going to schools, this, that, and the other. No, all the money was destined to go to schools. And it's been like all these years, and it started just with like the scratchers and once a week lottery. Now they got 100 different scratcher games. They have a lottery every day. It gets up to $1 billion. In our schools, teachers still have to buy the pencils and the paper and supplies themselves to give to students, and the schools haven't improved not one bit, even though there's been like 20 some years or longer of the lottery money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
where'd all this money go? Because
They just give it less that they were going to give it. Say, oh, you're getting all the money from the lottery.
well,
Oh, so we can
it's
give you
all
less.
corrupt.
So they
It's
get
all
about the same amount.
even in California, they call it the California Lottery, and it
That's what they
kind
did.
of
We're doing with
appears that
the
it's run
cannabis
by the
tax
state,
in
but
Colorado.
it's
That's
just a
what they're doing.
private company that runs the lottery. It's not the state.
Yeah, yeah, but it's under the state's name, or
Yeah.
like you can't just have a lottery of your own kind of thing.
No.
I
I
believe.
mean,
I don't think there's any of that going on anywhere.
and the whole thing is, to me,
It's all kind of state sanctioned, state run, or
even the
like you're
thing
saying.
where if you want to get paid, okay, you want $1 billion. Unless you take it over 20 years, you lose like 60% of it or some huge
Yeah,
amount to
there was
take
a
it.
$2 billion one once.
Yeah. And the guy that won it got like
Yeah,
800 million or
something
something.
like that. Yeah, it's cash one payment. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how does that work? Wait, everybody put in the money and you
Uh,
just paid out the money. So,
well, you know who the real winner is, right? You know, it's the
yeah.
state.
Yeah.
People running the lottery. Yeah,
And
and
then somehow
plus the
you would
state
think,
gets the
oh, we would have
taxes,
the best schools.
and the
We
state gets
at this
taxes.
point we should have been able to rebuild every school in the state and have money for all the things, not cut all these things out of schools, music, uh, any of the programs that cost money. Most schools cut out because they don't have
Yeah.
any money.
Uh,
Even though the lottery,
uh,
California's, when we voted it in. Yeah, I forget that chat. You can pull up the old ads. Like, yeah, all the profits go to the schools. That was the thing. Even with cannabis. Cannabis was infrastructure, schools, a whole bunch of things. Right? Now that it's 10 years later, no. That somehow they diverted the money to this, that, whatever means. You know.
yeah.
Not like, well, I guess in Michigan, there's a thing where all the road money to fix streets and all that is paid for by the cannabis money.
Huh. That's weird. It's a weird
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah. Well, I heard something like that. But then, like how much per dollar? It's just like if you give to the Red Cross, only 10 cents of it goes to, you know, anything. And the rest of it is, that's like, even all those
Yeah.
nonprofit, the bigger the nonprofit, most of all those over the years have come out to be a sham. A scam, basically. Money
Yeah,
that
I never liked nonprofit at all. It's kind
you
of
know.
either you make a profit or you don't, and it shouldn't be
Yeah,
declared a nonprofit. Oh, and then you got like billions of dollars saved up in some,
yeah.
whatever
Well,
they
now
call
like
it.
it used to be, there was, I forget some of the Blue Cross, I mean Red Cross, UNICEF. Forget the big names. But then so many years ago, story after story came out that like, oh, when you give them money, only like, you know, 10-20% of it end up going to any of those
Yeah, it's
causes.
horrible.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
jump in here, folks. There's some charity. What do you call them? Charity trackers. Charity. What's the word for it? It's kind of like Consumer Reports, but for charities. And if you're ever looking at like donating to one, you really need to check those because, as you guys say, some of these, like the Susan J. Komen Foundation, for example, famously, 90 something percent of every $100 goes, so, you know, $97 of every $100 that you donate goes to bullshit, to administrators, administrative fees, bonuses for the administrators, on and on, and $3 of every $100 actually goes, in that case, to breast cancer research, on and on and on. There's a bunch of them that got freaking scoped
Terrible
out on
how
those charity
these
trackers.
things is like,
Anyway, Blue Cross, by the way, is not a charity at all. Blue Cross is like a
no, no, I
for-profit
didn't need
fucking
Blue Cross, Red
healthcare.
Cross,
So
Red
let
Cross.
me jump in real quick. I don't remember when we were talking about this, Jeff, but some time ago we were talking about Egypt, ancient Egypt. Do you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
A couple 3 months ago, maybe. I'll call it maybe. So it wasn't a
With
short time ago, I
artifacts
want to
and
say. Yeah, and you were saying like, oh, you know, the Egyptian,
precise artifacts.
how do I say
things.
this? Well, you were second guessing that they couldn't do the drilling and the technology was too advanced and blah blah blah. And you were saying how the stones were so smooth that it can't even be done
Yeah,
by
that David
today's
Blaine would
standards and
do
blah
it.
blah blah. And I was telling you like, no, it's pretty much fucking nonsense. Everything. I was not saying it that way. I'm not trying to offend you, but I was saying like that's all bullshit. Basically, like we know how they did it. We know where they did it. We know all these things, right? And actually, there was a spectacular video that just came out. She's got a few videos. She's like a full-on Egyptologist that's on YouTube all the time. She probably has her own YouTube channel, actually, now that I think about it. But I saw her on Wired. The video that I just put in our chat right now is from Wired. And I think she actually, yeah, now that I'm looking in the sidebar, there's like 3 or 4 videos from her on Wired talking about Egypt, all from about, oh, actually different times too. She's got one from like 2 years ago. But basically about 3 weeks ago, she did a few. She did another video called Egyptologist fact checks Egyptian history slop, probably from movies, it looks like, because from the thumbnail. And actually, I watched it, it looks like. And then this one, but I apparently don't remember very well. This one I do remember very well. It says, "We know more about the pyramids than you think." I'll actually post that in the chat as well.
Oh, good. I
The
like
regular
watching
chat.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
those are all
100%,
cool.
because I love learning about cool things. I hate bullshitting about cool things in an ignorant way. And unfortunately, this is the biggest part of the weed community that seems to be like a fucking a gram positive, whatever they call it, virus. Like this is some shit that apparently the weed community can't shake, and it's to the death of the weed community. Nobody wants to talk to a dumb fucking stoner. No one who isn't a dumb stoner wants to talk to a dumb fucking stoner. And the only people that I hear, okay, these days there's plenty of non-dumb stoners that say stupid fucking shit, of course. But some of the stupidest shit that I hear on a regular basis comes from dumb fucking stoners. And unfortunately, it's willful ignorance in many cases. Like this stuff, for example, can be researched. This was a fucking fabulous video. Also, this chick is interesting. Like, she's interesting when she's talks. She's amusing. I think you'll probably agree that she's not bad looking, etc., etc. So this is a very amusing video to watch. And she goes through it in much more granular detail than I did, because I just fucking... Egyptophile or whatever.
Yeah, it's
She's
pretty cool.
literally an Egyptologist that does that shit for fucking bread and butter. So that video was spectacular.
Well, the really amazing things were those precision things and the
Oh, she will
bull
shit on your
those
lunch. She will
bull,
shit on your lunch. All the stuff you were talking about.
sarcophaguses.
I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it because it is on such a garbage level. I don't want to hear it. I don't
I'd
wanna hear
like
it.
to hear how
I
they
literally
could've
don't want
done
to hear
it.
it because it's like talking about fucking monkey shit with monkeys. The stuff that you
Well, how
heard
did
was
they make
nonsense.
They
Pardon?
made the size of the inside and the outside of the sarcophagus like incredibly parallel and incredibly a surface, so just very smooth. And then also the like the corners are just incredibly precise.
She will
And
explain these things to you. Like
I-
this is
yeah,
monkey
like-
shit. I
and
swear
then
to you.
the
This is not some like interesting discussion. Go ahead, continue.
well, and the pottery, well, okay, and the Inca stuff too is also really incredible too, where they have
You're now
you know,
switching continents. So the Incas are a completely different story. Most of that stuff was
Well, let me finish.
wildly over. Okay, go ahead.
Well, let me finish. They've got the walls that are they're not.
Well, we've talked about I was literally just about to talk about the Inca fucking walls. That's also overstated. I've seen videos about that. So this is a good example. Like the weed community, and I'm not trying to attack you. It sounds obviously like I'm trying to attack you.
It
This is
doesn't
not
matter
my
about the
intention.
weed. Well, this
I am
is
annoyed
this is
by
argue.
this
Well, let me
trend through the
finish.
weed
Let me
community.
finish. You keep
Okay.
talking over me. This is argued by professionals. There's no There's no written record of how they did this, and no one can do it today. How they cut
Everyone
these
can
things
do it today. No, they have solved
in
these
these
problems.
weird
It's not
shapes.
argued by real professionals. It's argued here. The people that you will hear talking about, this is a real thing, by the way. Kind of like the supercar rentals from the fucking shysters. Flat earthers,
This isn't flat Earth stuff, though.
Please let me finish. Also, the people who like to do conspiracy stuff about things that are actually easily provable.
Well, I'm trying
they'll
to.
please let me finish.
Well,
They
you're
will
attacking
use.
me, so
Please let me fucking finish. I'm not
you're kind of
attacking
saying,
you.
I'm a
This is
monkey
my
or
show. I'm not
something.
attacking you. I'm not going to allow nonsense on my show. Have a good one, everybody. I'm taking back the control of the
And-
show. I'm not gonna play these fucking stupid fucking games. So I'm just going to.
Well, I didn't
end
even
the
make
show
an
today.
argument, so I mean, these things are debated by
Look,
experts.
I can't stand the dumb nature of the weed community where we all talk about, should I still flush my plant at week 9? No. And what you should actually do is learn how to fucking grow a plant. I'm learning this. I'm getting
Well,
more and more frustrated.
actually,
that
things
the
always have to be
general weed.
debated
I have
in
to be honest.
science.
It's not even
This
the
was
weed
one of
community.
the things in COVID, though,
Go ahead.
too.
Continue. Go ahead.
This
What
was
were you
one of
saying?
the things in COVID that people assumed like Fauci was correct, and so he was the god, and you just had to listen to him, and
Oh my fucking
there was
God.
no
Okay,
debate.
on that note, that's the end of this show. Jesus fucking Christ. Now we're talking about Fauci.
Well, you're talking about
Holy fucking
science.
shit.
That's one of the debates now about
I
science.
don't need to hear about fucking Anthony fucking Fauci on my show. I can't even. Why can't I reclaim